Hey, what's up, everybody? Well, it's Tuesday night here in New York City. If you look at the description, you'll obviously see that, see the title of this video, and you'll know that I have a special guest with me. And he's going to chime in here in a second. He actually supplied the rations for tonight.
Some of them.
Yeah, well, I mean, the two that you're looking at in a bag right now, I think the lighting is actually pretty good. We couldn't figure out the lighting until we actually started the live stream here. And I can check something here real quick to see if it's better. Yeah, that might be better. That might be too much light. It might be blurring out. It's actually doesn't make much difference. Yeah, we'll go with that. Well, that's looking pretty good. So, how's everybody doing tonight? Glad to see a lot of you folks popping into the chat really quick like. And if you enjoy these live streams, guys, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. There's 27 folks in here on my counter, and we got 4 thumbs up so far. So if you don't mind, hit the thumbs up for me. I super duper appreciate that. Now, I want to say hello to a few people, and then we're going to bring in the special guest, guys. Like this is a very special occasion. This is something that, heck, I never even knew was going to happen. First of all, and I never expected to be able to do something like this time that that I'm here. So it is. It's 100% a special occasion. So what's up, Smitty? What's up, JW Speaker? What's up, Tracy Phillips? Dub C. I seen Miss Leah up there. I'm sure Miss Marilyn's popping in there. Hey, there's Miss Sharon. Hey, Miss Sharon, how you doing? Glad you could make it live. There's K-Man, Mr. MRE Info. Man, thank you guys for showing up tonight, and I'm going to pass it over to my co-host tonight, and yeah, I mean it's live from New York.
It's Tuesday night.
That's right. It's Gschultz and Oldsmokey coming from New York. So yeah, I'm gonna let him chime in here, maybe say hello to a few people, and talk to y'all.
Well, hello everybody. This is a little new for me. I think this is I might be, despite the fact that I made a few hundred videos, I'm feeling a little bit nervous because I haven't never done one live before, other than the appearance a few months ago on Smokey via phone. So great to see everybody. Great to see we have over 30 people now. That's awesome. And yeah, this should be fun. This should be a little bit different. Hopefully it'll be a little different for Smokey, and definitely something different for me, and hopefully it'll be good and good for everybody that's watching.
I think this is the first time I've ever had somebody on the live stream like this. I don't remember ever having another. I mean, other than having you on via phone or whatever that is to Apple, the iChat or whatever it is. That's making me sound old.
Gschultz never heard of.
So now, if any of you guys know anybody that happens to not be in the chat tonight, this is a pretty special live stream. If you have a way to reaching out to them and letting them know, bring as many folks in tonight as you can. We do have a little bit of a standby special item that we have the ability to chime in here, but we're going to go ahead and we'll pull out, or I'll let Gschultz pull out what he brought to the game tonight, and maybe tell you guys a little bit about what's going on with what he picked up at obviously Kaufman's Army and Navy store.
Well, thank you. Yeah, so this is a little bit interesting. I thought I could tell a little story here. The issue is the fact that I am Gschultz9 and I talk a lot, and my videos tend to run really long.
We got hours.
I know this is a live stream. I don't want to take it all up and make it be extra long. But Smokey and I were talking about this, and it seems like it's a pretty good story. He had mentioned that he didn't really have a lot. Basically, this opportunity came up because I was making a quick trip to New York while he's in New York, and I was like, "Hey, what's the chance of us, getting together?" And we actually managed to make it happen. I just thought it was really cool. We've talked, we've chatted, we've texted, we've emailed, and we've never actually met until now. So it's really cool. I mean, there was the 2 MRE meetups, Ration review meetups, and I missed out on both of them, and I was so pissed. I was so upset about that.
No worries.
And this is gonna be a little bit different, Gschultz9, because I'm just talking. I'm not performing for a video, so if I seem a little bit different, that's the reason. Anyway, the opportunity came up, and he had mentioned on his last live stream before this that he wasn't sure if he had enough stuff, and he was wondering if I would bring something I was trying to travel light, and I really didn't have anything very interesting. So I went on a little mission when I got here, and I decided, why don't we go and see what we have for Army Navy stores in New York City, specifically around Times Square. And you don't really necessarily think of Army Navy stores when you think of Times Square, but I looked it up and I found 3 that were all like within walking distance. Let's see.
I know Kaufman's was one of them,
Yeah,
obviously.
Kaufman's one. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Yeah, there's Kaufman's on 42nd Street, right in the heart of Times Square. And I also found, Galaxy Army Navy store on 30th Street, and MASH Army and Navy on 45th Street at 8th Avenue. So they're all relatively close. And the thing I found out was that they don't necessarily have the greatest selection for an Army Navy store or for an Army Navy stores, and they're very expensive. You're talking New York City prices, which everything around here is New York City prices, and it seems even more so with the Army Navy stuff. And kind of makes me, and we were talking about last night, it makes me wonder how they stay in business. But I think a lot of them, especially the ones around Times Square, they actually supply either through sale or rental. Another thing we're discussing, they supply a lot of stuff for Broadway shows. A lot of, like, if you see something that people, oh, do you have that?
Yes,
we could actually show you an example of something that Smokey was thinking was, an example. Yeah, these theaters, they'll have, they might have somebody in uniform, maybe like a wartime show or something, and they go to these stores and they say, hey, can you hook us up with some of this stuff? And there's one that's on Broadway right now that is a perfect example of it in this Time Out New York magazine. Soldiers Play. So
that is a very good example.
Who knows where they got those from? They're supposed to be World War II vintage, but they certainly could have picked those up at an Army Navy store.
Most likely, I would say you're correct. I would say they probably came from one of the 3 that you mentioned, because honestly, these guys, they don't want to travel very far to get their props.
Right.
They're going to go to the closest and most convenient place. I know this firsthand. I see it all the time. If it's more expensive but if it's more convenient and close by, that's the one they're going to go for.
Exactly. But that wasn't the reason I went. I went because I was like, all right, I don't really have anything interesting to bring. Why don't I see if I can find some MREs at an Army Navy store in Times Square for this live stream. I went to the first one. It was the MASH one, and I went in and I asked if they had any MREs, and the guy said, oh, I think we do. And he started looking around, and he was looking under some of the clothes racks, and I thought he misunderstood me, and he was looking for something clothes-wise, but I guess they had some boxes or cases, and they were sold out, so they didn't have anything. The second one I went to was Kaufman's, and I actually lucked out there. One thing I've noticed, a lot of these places, other people can chime in with their experience. I don't really have too many Army Navy stores around me, but they used to seem to have a lot of genuine MREs, and nowadays it's probably easier for them and cheaper for them. They just stock up on the commercial stuff. And unfortunately, it can also be really expensive. As I already said, they have the New York prices, but here's a couple things that I found. We discussed these last night when we were talking, and they're just commercial MREs. They're just from Serpaco. What is that? The Sherpack?
Sherpack's their commercial brand. One of they actually have 2, and whereas the other commercial, actually, Warnick does the Eversafes. Serpaco, they do these, and they do the Sherpacks. Okay, but Ameriqual, or doesn't...
Yeah, they have the APAC.
They have the APACs, that's right. So Serpaco, for some reason, they have 2 different lines.
Interesting.
I never even thought about that till just now.
That's another interesting thing. Anyway, I was able to find a couple Serpaco ones. You can see they're a little bit different. We'll talk about that in a second. And then the third place I went to, Galaxy. I went in there and I didn't see anything, and I was about to walk out. I ended up buying some cutlery because I was afraid that these might not have. I don't know why I was thinking it, but I couldn't see the accessory packs. Now I can, and I was like, well, wait a minute, what if they don't have anything? And despite the fact that we're in a nice hotel and it's this like great surroundings, we're sort of doing these in the field because we don't have a tray.
Yep.
We don't have cups
no microwave.
nice cups available, like coffee cups or like a canteen cup or anything like that, and it's. Even despite the fact that we're in a nice warm room, it's almost like we're doing this out in the field, and I'm not exactly sure how we're going to pull it off.
No,
it's going to be interesting. But
have disposable cups,
yeah.
so we have that going
right,
for us.
So we'll make do.
and we can make hot water with the coffee pot.
Oh, okay,
I found out
nice.
the other night. I can't remember who gave me that awesome idea. I think it might have been
That's
Smitty.
great.
He's like, "Oh yeah, you just put straight water through it, and it spits out hot water, which is a way to have hot coffee tonight."
That's right.
So yeah,
That's definitely not field like that's. It's very convenient.
yeah, we got a little bit of convenience here. I mean, this is a mix of, I would say, field conditions slash, because we ain't got no plates, we ain't got no tray. We're just gonna have to eat out of the packages or off of the packages, or maybe
Whatever.
I can find something to lay on here that we can eat a little bit off of. But yeah, as far as the mains, those will be eaten out of the bag and stuff like that. So yeah, I would say half convenient and half field conditions.
Yeah, it should be interesting. We keep saying that. So Outdoor Tactical says this all civilian rations. I know that's not probably what some people are looking for. They want something genuine and they want something interesting, maybe something foreign, something old. We're making do. This is what we got. It's locally bought.
I was going to say, I think that makes it interesting, man. I think it where you picked it up from adds to the lure of it. Not only that, at the same time, I got to say this because the differences that you have pointed out so far, which I'll let you do that, but the differences between one to the other is really mind-blowing to me because these were picked up in the same place. So I know this guy got them most likely in the same shipment, but that just goes to show you that Tobacco, they're pretty wild with their differences from case to case. It could be from case to case. You could get both of these in the same case.
Right. Yeah, and that's because they don't have to go regulations. They can put whatever they want in.
Exactly.
And obviously, they're going to get super chat.
Super chat, Viper GTS. This will be a great live. Thanks, dude. Man, thank you for the super chat, my friend. I super appreciate that. And hey, by the way, guys, I gotta say, go check out Viper GTS's channel. Just click on his name. Unfortunately, I don't have his link in my description yet, but that needs to happen. Click on his name. Go check out his channel. If you like what he's doing, hey, subscribe to his channel. Sorry to interrupt Mr. G. Schultz. I'll let him take back over.
No problem at all. We just gotta make note of those super chats.
Absolutely.
And Viper had said this is going to be an exciting or an interesting video, and I hope it will be. So I'm going to try and wrap this story up pretty quick, so we can actually start checking some of the stuff out. The third place I went to, as I said, I didn't see anything in there. I got I got a little cutlery set for my basically for my daughters. As I said, I thought we might need it, might need to use it. And it's this little kid set. I didn't end up bringing it tonight. We're not going to use it anyway. But I was like, I'm going to pick up something. I feel bad walking in and just walking out of those places. But I did ask the guy, I said, do you have any MREs? And he said, oh, yeah, I think we have some. And he pulled out these two, like, drawers. They weren't part of anything. They were just, like, these loose drawers. And they had probably, like, 8 or 10 MREs in them. And what they were clear bags, but there was no writing on them at all. It was those like totally clear ones, and I'm pretty sure they're the XMRE light meals, which I don't know how familiar people are with those. I have some, and I've never done a review, partially because they're sort of lame. But they basically have a genuine MRE main, like all these do, and then they have a bunch of commercial components. They have pilot crackers, which I think is actually a really interesting addition, because I've never seen them in any other rations, but it's package 4 XMRE, and these had that in it, and that's the only place I've seen those. And they also have commercial peanut butter and jelly to put on the cracker, and I know for a fact that those don't last more than a year because I have some of the, I'll get into that in one of my videos, it has some issues with that. And then they have these little packs of cookies, these little, I forget what they call them, but they're little mini chocolate chip cookies, and it was the exact same one. So I'm pretty sure, even though there was no markings on it, I'm pretty sure they're XMRE light meals, which shouldn't cost too much. So we'll get to the price now. These, obviously they are different, and this could be the reason, but I saw the variation in these two types. They had two different types. They had without heaters, and they had with heaters. Without heaters, they were charging $11.99, so $12. And then to get the heater, it was an extra $2. It was $13.99. So you don't tell me I got ripped off, because I would never pay that much for a commercial MRE, but it was for the sake of the video, and I had to get something. And I thought those prices were horrible until I got to that third place, and they had those XMRE ones, which should probably cost, I like maybe $4 or something. You know, like I think because those are the cheapest. I mean, even when XMRE sells them by the case, super chat.
Well, Miss Sharon, thank you so much for this. Go awesome, you guys are. I think that was probably a little mistype, but yeah, so awesome you guys are together. Thank you so much, Miss Sharon.
Really cool. I think was I saying? Oh, so I thought these prices were horrible. $11.99, $13.99. Those XMRE ones, I wanted to get one just to show what they had, but I don't have a lot of money, and they were $14.99.
Are you kidding me?
$14.99, $15. So I didn't mention that last night.
They were more than these.
They were, and
those
was
are
like,
super lame.
Like,
Let's
okay,
be realistic.
thank you. I gotta leave.
Wow.
And I feel bad for somebody going in and maybe somebody who's checking out some of these videos on YouTube and saying, oh, I want to try out an MRE, and there's an Army Navy store. I'll go check, and they say, hey, do you have MREs? And they're like, yeah, we got these. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'll take one. And they spend $15 on this thing, and it's crap.
It's nothing.
It's
like
not
barely
worth,
anything.
Not worth getting it.
I think there's like 4 items in there. Like
Pretty
I don't
much,
even know
yeah.
if you get cutlery in. You may get
You
cutlery
get a
in those.
spoon, I believe.
Yeah, and that's
I
it.
think. I'm not even sure. But yeah, I mean, the best part about it is it has a genuine. There we go.
Oh, yep. All right. Got to get back to Gusto. RC Gusto just chimed in there. Of course, guys, you guys got to go check out RC Gusto's channel. Thank you so much for that super chat, Gusto, dude. Thank you, man. And then who just popped in with that super chat right there? That Dub C. Love this community. You're all awesome. Thanks for the duo live stream, Oldsmokey and Gschultz, man. That is awesome. Dude, thank you so much, Dub C. You didn't have to do that, but I super duper appreciate it, man. And everybody who sent a super chat in tonight, big, huge thank you to you guys. I super appreciate it. Oh yeah. Well, while I've interrupted G Schultz, he just mentioned how much these things cost right here in the Times Square area, right? We're talking like what, $25 for both of these.
Yeah.
$25 for both of these. You can buy a whole case shipped to your door if you're in the lower 48 states of the United States for $35 and free shipping. That's the link right at the top of my description. If you guys want to get a case of these and check them out, there's 14 in a case, by the way, and it's all military grade.
Even better deal.
And they also have heaters, so you get the more expensive one.
Right, yeah. Yeah, so you can say you're getting $14 worth for each one. I mean, obviously, you wouldn't want to spend that much, but that's an awesome deal.
That is a really good deal.
And speaking of good deals, after I spent all that on this, the one thing I thought was actually really cool was Kaufman's Army Navy. They have these little wooden nickels, and they give them to you. I don't know if you have to get it by a certain amount or if it's every purchase, but it's $1. So you go back to the store. It's a good way to get people to come back. And it's kind of neat. It even has 2020 on it. And I think I'm just going to keep this as a souvenir. I probably won't really see myself getting back there anytime soon. But I just thought it was a cool little thing. And now actually we can get to, for the real MRE geeks, the people who are just really into like the information and stuff. I hope there aren't too many people who aren't like that and who are going to be really bored by this part. But we're going to get into the differences between these, which they're both from 2018, towards the end of the year, and it seems like 2 MREs from the same company, even with the fact that this doesn't have a heater, would be the same or very similar. Oh, Jesse Michael.
Oh, yep, got Jesse Michael. Thank you for the super chat, man. Been looking forward to this for a couple days now. So awesome seeing and having G Schultz here. Go Tigers and who dat, of course. Yeah, my Louisiana boy. Thank you guys, and also go check out Jesse Michael's channel. I watch his stuff. You should too.
Definitely.
Appreciate it, man.
I guess I will say that they had a bunch of vegetarian ones, and I figured with the price I'm paying, I wanted to get something that I actually enjoy, and I'm pretty sure Smokey does too. I got Asian-style beef strips and beef brisket, which that's been discontinued, hasn't it? Or has it?
I think that's still in. I think brisket's still in. I could be wrong.
gabeRILLA?
I don't know 2019 menus yet. Whoa, gabeRILLA, my dude. What'd you say? This doesn't look like Times Square. Also, I love you. Well, after we finish up this, I'll show you Times Square.
Yep.
But I don't have a signal actually down in Times Square, and I'm using. If you guys notice the focus, look at the focus. What in the world? That is a Russian from Outdoor Tactical, and I can't tell you, it's 350 rubles, I believe. I don't know what that adds up to in American, but thank you so much, Outdoor Tactical, Vasily. Man, thank you, dude. I don't know what that is, but
maybe somebody can Google that.
Yeah, Google the breakdown on that. Wow, man, you guys are super generous, man. I thank you guys so much. You guys don't have to do that, but I super duper appreciate it, man.
Oh, is it?
There it is.
562.
Dargone. I always
there you go.
want to say dragon.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
actually
I
a
was gonna say
camel,
dragon.
and it
Doggone
kind of looks like a dragon head. I know this is silly, but a lot of people do it.
Yep.
Whoa, Rachel Sunshine. Hope this helps buy another MRE with another amazing review.
We could go get one of those XMRE ones.
We could. We could afford an XMRE with that. Thank you so much, Miss Rachel Sunshine. That's a new name in the chat that I've never seen before.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for that super chat. Wow, you guys.
Red Dawn. I don't know if Red Dawn is banned in Russia, but I love that movie. You know, that's the first PG-13 movie ever.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it was the first movie ever to have PG-13
That's some cinema history right there.
I loved that. I saw that when I was in high school. But
Kevin Bacon, right?
Patrick Swayze. C. Thomas Howell, I believe. I don't think Kevin Bacon
Why did I think Kevin Bacon was in it?
It seems like he would be in that, but I'm pretty
No,
sure.
it was Patrick Swayze.
Yeah.
You're right.
But
Good old
anyway,
Swayze.
just getting off subject. But they could have used some MREs too in that. Wolverines! That's right, Metal Me. Definitely. All right. So the differences with these, like I said, they're both from 2018. This one is... They're both... It's I don't know how much this shows up, if at all.
I'm just grabbing these really quick. You can keep doing yours. Yeah.
I don't know if how much you can tell, but the plastic is actually different. This is that sort of like, it's a little cloudy. It almost looks like it's old and it's been like, scuffed up, but it's slightly cloudy looking, and this one is a little bit more clear. So it's a little bit different plastic. This one is not vacuum sealed, and this one is. And I don't seem like I see too many of these vacuum sealed. And obviously, it's one of those things that they don't need to be, but it's a nice touch, and I always enjoy getting rations that are vacuum sealed. So this one is vacuum sealed, this one is not, but this one has an inner bag. It's not a Mariqual, but it does have the inner bag. This one has the standard date code where it should be, where we would find it on a regular MRE. Of course, it's hard to see on the clear plastic, but it's 8353, so the end of 2018. Trust me on that. And it'd be interesting to check out the components and see what the actual dates are on those too. It's always an interesting thing with commercial ones, seeing how old the things are. So this bag does not have a date code on it, but the inner bag does, 8230. And I think that's the interesting things about that. I guess if we're ready, we can rip into them.
Sure. Let me cover a couple of these super chats really quick. Mr. Tracy Phillips slid in there. Tracy Phillips, man, you are awesome. And
Marilyn is wonderful.
Marilyn is wonderful, obviously. Great group. Marilyn is wonderful. That's the little meme that they got going on between the two of them. And I'll just say it from Miss Marilyn. Tracy is also wonderful. So I got that out there. Go check out Tracy's channel. Also, he does some great stuff. Got the grandkids out there a couple times. Went over and seen Miss Marilyn. Made some cakes. Really good stuff. Go check that out. Thank you, Mr. Tracy. And we also have Gusto slid in there. Gschultz and Kiwi Dude were my inspirations.
Oh.
I feel bad for being absent recently. Well,
Thank you, Gusto.
You're not absent. You're right here in the chat, bro.
That's true.
You're not. You haven't went anywhere, and that's the thing. Staying in the community, talking to folks. You're still here, bro. We know you're here. We miss you. And as soon as you have time, I know you'll be back at it, man. I know, and I also know how super busy you are, man. It's really hard, and I think we could all agree that you're fighting the good fight, man. So.
And you just reminded me, Gusto, this actually is a good opportunity for me to talk even more. It's a good opportunity for me to do some explaining, because I know I haven't been around either. I had like a month break, and I came back and I did a couple of vlogs and like one review, and now I've been away for another month. And there is a reason for that, and I'm not dead. I mean, this kind of proves I'm still alive, I'm still around. It's just been really busy. Life's been happening, and we always say that life happens, and we always say life comes first, family comes first. This is a hobby. Basically, I guess I'm breaking a little bit of news here. It's good news and bad news, but it's good news. It's good news that creates bad news. The good news is that I've been looking for a job for a long time. It's been very frustrating, and it's something I don't want to get into, but I found a job. So good news. I'm glad that I found a job, and I'll be working. The bad news is that it means I'm going to have even less time to do the rations, and now I need to actually find the time where I used to have a lot of free time to be able to do them. So I guess that, make long story short, that's kind of where I've been. I've been busy trying to find a job, and now I have.
Yeah, I don't care. Yeah.
Um,
Let me cover. I want to cover. I want to cover a couple of the super chats. Really,
Yeah.
I couldn't get the word out. I was saying B instead of a V. Miss Kaylin Strain, first of all, because that's the one I'm looking at the moment. She says that she has a video comparing the kosher and the halal XMRE rations. I suggest going and checking that out because that's a lot of that's stuff that a lot of people don't cover is the kosher and the halal stuff, especially from XMRE. I personally have still yet to have an XMRE. Now, who was it that sent me one? I mean, I know who sent me one. Hang on a second. I'll get to that. I do have one that I'm going to get to soon, but I got to get back up here to Miss Marilyn, who says Tracy is more wonderful. Thank you so much for that. Actually, you're just too generous. The $25 super chat, Miss Marilyn. You don't have to do that. My goodness.
She does have to do it because she's wonderful.
She is absolutely, and let's be real, Miss Marilyn's a huge pillar of this community. She's absolutely wonderful. And thanks each and every one of you guys who have sent in super chats tonight. Now I'm going to let
This is really cool.
Mr. Schultz take back over.
I do want to say, Caitlin, that's awesome that you're doing that. That's like a kind of thing that I would normally do, and I have not had their I've not had their kosher ones, but I knew that they came out, so I'm looking forward to seeing that. I do have some of their halal ones, and I've been meaning to get around to that. It's one of those things, I don't know how many people have this problem where you have the stuff and you just cannot find the time to get around to it, and it just gets older and older. But I do have some, it's a good time to mention, I do have 3 videos in the can. They've been filmed, but I just haven't had time to edit them. So there will be videos coming at some point.
With the new camera.
That's right. Oh, you know what?
He can show the new camera right now.
Think of that.
Yeah.
First off, I wanted to say cheers to everybody. This is like cheers for all these super chats. Cheers for everybody being here.
No doubt.
And I just realized, I don't know how appropriate this is, but we can make it a little drinking game. Every time the super chat comes up, I'll take a swig.
Well, that'll work for tonight for sure. Okay. What? No, there was something I was going to say. I can't remember what. Oh yeah. Oh. All right, Eeyore. All right, Eeyore sent me one of the 24-hour XMRE halal meals. And that thing, I'm pretty sure is going to be a really good ration. So I got to get into that.
Doggone group.
Just made G. Schultz take another drink. Oldsmokey and G. Schultz are awesome. I love the MRE community. Everyone is great. Thanks. Take that first swig. Oh, that was awesome. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. You guys are
cool.
You guys are seriously slow it down. You're too generous, man. C. Strives. I recently came into a box of mini Tabasco sauce. Well, that fits right into the ration community.
That's cool.
You know, those things, people want them for whatever reason. They're very desirable by most people. And honestly, like if I found a box of them, I'd probably pick them up myself. It's just one of those things. I'm a collector at heart, and I have probably 20 of them sitting on my shelf at home right now, from different eras and different. I probably should try to amass one from each year because I think they started in 1988, 87 or 88, when they did that bag style change, and they or it might have been something like that. But they put them in and they made it a bottle in every single MRE. But it didn't start out that way. I don't think. I think it started out in like half the menus.
Yeah,
or
that
something.
sounds right. And
something like that.
That was a great addition. I'm not a hot sauce person. I think we've gone over that in our videos a lot. Smitty.
Whoa, Smitty. Gschultz9, 10 more of these.
Oh boy.
Where this came from.
Do you have any more of these? Because I'm gonna run up for too long.
I don't have. That's the last one I have actually.
Well, this is gonna have to owe you, but. No problem.
We'll make sure that he takes. We'll make sure that he takes care of it.
So yeah, it was a great addition. And as I was in the Army before they came out, actually it was when they came out. But we used to always get these MREs that were like 3 years old, and
that's crazy. Last week Walmart was giving away little Tabasco bottles in their kiosk machines.
Wow.
Huh. I'll be daggone. I've never heard of anyone giving away mini Tabasco bottles. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. I wasn't even sure if they still made them because the fact that they put them in the little. They haven't switched back, have they? They put them in those little pouches now.
Yeah, they're definitely pouches. And there was an out there was a little bit of an outroar from everybody in the military. Was ticked off about it. Everybody in the ration community, but no, they don't listen to us. They don't care.
Right.
But everybody was ticked off when they did away with the bottles. And honestly, it's wasteful that they got rid of the bottles. Because how many times have you ever just sat down and used the whole bottle at once? Like, I mean, I know it happens. It depends on the meal.
Sticky's here.
Oh, sticky fingers. But honestly, like, I use those little bottles of Tabasco 2 to 3 times. You can't do that with the pouches.
Right. Yeah, yeah. And once you open it, if you don't want to use the whole thing, you have to throw it out. You're going to have a huge mess.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you're hiking, you're not going to put that in your pocket and be able to save it for your next meal. So
I never thought of that.
The bottle, cap it up, and it gets used. Versus these pouches, man. I'll use a little bit of them, like maybe a third of it, something like that, and the rest of it I toss.
Definitely.
So,
so I keep saying we're going to get to these. I'm not teasing. Smitty's. Wait, is this another Smitty?
Smitty. I wouldn't do that to you. Though I did see this 40-ounce chug. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we were talking about that last night. Yeah.
Cheers.
There was another super chat up here, I thought. Okay, it was Smitty. Sorry. Okay, it was Smitty. All right. So I guess we are going to get these opened up. I don't know if he mentioned that this one's got blueprint. Obviously, it's very visual.
It does show up, I think. Yeah.
I don't understand why that is, though. Like, I guess because one's got a heater and one doesn't, maybe? Maybe. Because all mine do have this black print like this, and mine do have the heaters, but mine are also older. Much older. 6 years older.
And one thing I will say about Speckle ones, I think it's really cool that they use the MRE guy. Came in there.
Absolutely.
That was really neat. You know, he got retired from the official ones, and they brought him back for the. So that's really cool. But so I keep saying we're going to get to these, and we are. But Smokey reminded me of something. Going back to the live chat that benefited me, and I hope I've said it. Thank you to everybody. I mean I know I didn't have all the names. I really feel bad about that, but that was such an amazing thing. I've vlogged about that. I've talked about that a lot. I'm not going to get into it so much. I'll get emotional. But anyway, this is a perfect opportunity. I can actually show you guys what I got with some of that money. I get this Panasonic Lumix. What is it? It's a DC ZS70. And it was actually a bit of a thing to go through to get it because my old camera was an old Sony... what does they call that? Cybershot. Yeah.
Yep.
And it was just something I just like bought it and was like, okay, this will work. And it was a great camera. What I really liked about it was that you could be filming and you could take a picture at the same time. The problem was that the microphone's really close, so you'd always hear a click when you did it. But I love the fact that, like, say I was at Disney World. We were actually at Disney World over Christmas vacation, and you know, if you're filming a parade and you're like getting some video of it, and then you want to switch and you want to get a picture, you have to like stop and you have to switch it around and then take a picture and then go back, and then the video's messed up and everything. So that way you can just keep filming and just take pictures. So the two things I wanted in my new camera were that, and I thought that was a given because my camera was like, it's about 10 years old.
Yeah.
And I figured, okay, everybody must be able to do that now. And I bought a new Sony camera, and I got it. And I charged up the battery and put it in, and I started filming with it, and I realized you can't do that with it. For whatever reason, they dropped that as an option. And I ended up sending it back.
Sony.
It was a deal breaker. Yeah, I needed to have that. And so I was doing all this research. I don't know anything about cameras, and I was really having a hard time finding it. And this one can do it. It's a little bit cumbersome, but it actually can do it. And the other thing I wanted was time lapse. I still haven't done it, but the Sony didn't have that. Hey. Let's see.
There he is.
How's everybody doing? And this one actually does have that on here, so it has the two things I wanted. Problem is, it's a little bit bigger than I wanted, but it's an awesome camera, and it's new, so you can actually do this with it.
That's a vlog camera.
Yeah, which is what pretty much most of them do now. But I'm just used to that old one that couldn't do anything. So it's.
Be surprised a lot of them don't do that. Mm-hmm. That is a great option. The vlog camera. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, get a picture before we start.
Yeah.
Before we crack them open.
And so I got the camera, I got a couple batteries, a charger, I got a case for the thing, and thank you so much, everybody. And it's something that's kind of made me realized I have to stick with the hobby. I can't just drop it because I have this brand new camera that
People care, man.
That
People in this community, man, that
Mm-hmm.
they look up to you, man. You are one of the original ration reviewers,
Mm-hmm.
especially that's in our community.
Mm-hmm.
Because me and you talked last night. I knew MRE Jap, but I never heard of Miss
Spy.
Miss Spy.
Yeah.
Never heard of Miss Spy. Her videos are still up on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Which I was going to look for those last night and I didn't get to.
Okay.
It slipped my mind.
Yeah, check out sometimes. What her thing was, she didn't talk. She would just show the stuff and.
Oh, maybe I have seen her
Okay,
videos
yeah.
then. Yep. Just want to move the bag out of the way.
I guess maybe to save time, should we maybe each open one up
Sure.
rather than open
Well-
one up and check everything out, open another one up.
Yeah, we can both open them at the same time, but we got to go through the contents one at a. Well,
That's true.
yours
Yeah.
and
And another thing too is one of the other ones I was looking at was a pork sausage patty, but for spending $11.99, I didn't want to get that tiny entree. I still probably would have, but that was actually one of the most interesting components, and I almost bought it because of that, even though it was really bad. There was Pop-Tarts, and it was interesting because it wasn't commercial Pop-Tarts that were put into a retort pouch. It was just commercial Pop-Tarts in that package, and it had burst or ripped or something, and so there was little crumbs of Pop-Tarts all over the place, and it was just a mess. So
Does that have
I did not
Pop-Tarts
get
in
that.
it? I thought I just seen a Pop-Tart. It
It
may.
could have been the
No, never mind. It was.
it's
It's
probably
not
the
it.
accessory pack or something. But normally when we start with the
Is that
Asian style beef strips,
Asian-style
with
beef strips?
vegetables, and we'll see if we can do a peelable seal.
What's your favorite out of the two? Are they like
You know,
equal?
I think so. I think I've only had the brisket maybe twice. I reviewed it once. I think I may have had it one other time. It's one of those ones. It just sounds.
It sounds.
It sounds luxurious. It sounds like you're eating at a fine restaurant or
Yeah.
something. And I guess maybe it doesn't really turn out that way, but it's tasty.
If I'm going to a barbecue place or something, most likely I'm going to get brisket.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's my go-to meal. You know.
All right, so here we have the first one, and as I mentioned, the inner bag. Always a nice touch. We were talking about that last night too, and it's going to be interesting to maybe compare some that are like from when they first started doing this and see if, well, I guess you wouldn't really know how they're stored, but like if there was some way to know that they're stored the same way to see if this adds any extra life.
If it adds to the longevity of the ration,
Mhm.
I think it will. I think that double packaging, I think is very, very important.
Is that date code?
Oh wow! You know, that's pretty daggone fresh, man.
It is.
I'll say.
Mm-hmm. Part of me was almost like, oh, maybe it's from 2008, but they didn't have the beef strips back then.
Ah, that's how you figured that out. Because I thought the same thing.
And this is from. This is even from. This is
150?
that's decent. That's not that far removed from.
No.
100
And a lot of times you will see that dropped off a year. Whoa, Prime Driver Andrew.
Uh-oh.
I haven't seen Prime Driver Andrew in a long time.
Cheers.
Thank you so much for the super chat. What's going on, Oldsmokey? Good to be back watching the stream since I'm back in the good old US of A and not in Japan. But it was a nice vacation. I'll bet it was. And thank you for that super chat, Prime Driver. Mr. Andrew, he's been around probably since the beginning of the live streams. He's been gone for a little while. I ain't seen him. What has it been? Probably about I'm going to say about 6 months, maybe longer. Maybe longer. But it's awesome to see you back, man. Absolutely.
Cool.
Thank you for
That's
that
great.
super chat.
So we have a pretty fresh entree too, which is great.
Yeah, because a lot of times these commercial ones, you'll open them up, and sometimes the entree will be a year or two old.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's always. I mean, I guess we got used to it, but it's always a disappointment. You're like, oh, I got this really nice fresh MRE, and wait a minute, the entree is 3 years old. That's not so good.
Exactly.
Especially if you need to store them. And we have wheat snack bread with a date code of 8085. That's
Wow.
not too bad either.
Yeah.
And actually, I mean, it usually seems to me when there is a problem, is always the entree, which is the thing you really would want to be the freshest. And in this case, the entree is actually more fresh than the wheat snack bread. Which is,
I'm actually
that's
quite
kinda cool.
surprised at
Yeah,
that.
I'm impressed. And grape jelly.
Oh, that's CT's favorite jelly.
Oh, maybe we should save this. Maybe we should not use
Let's
this.
just ship it to CT.
81,
Every time I get
8153.
one, I'm just going to
Okay.
save it and
Yeah.
ship it to
Let's
CT.
put that to the side. We all know what grape jelly looks and tastes like.
I think we're going to have plenty of
lemon
food,
lime
too.
Oh, carbohydrate.
Ah, yes.
And this I've always thought this was interesting. This is something to talk about for a second. The different packages. I mean, they're kind of in a minority, but there are the little teeny tubes that you put into a bottle of water, which I've always thought was kind of weird because do you get a bottle of water issued with you? Because I wouldn't want to put that in my canteen just because I'd rather have it. For me, I'd rather just have water in it.
Well, it also stains Camelbacks really bad.
Yeah, so
you put those drink mixes in there.
So, like, being out in the field, unless they're going to supply you with bottles of water, to me that seems kind of weird. But anyway, so you can get those little teeny ones. You can also get the smaller packs that are, like, it's about this or so. And then there's this one, which, to me, must be intended to mix it up in it, but it's pretty cumbersome because it doesn't have... Then the fourth one, of course, is the contour one, which has the zip, and I love those. This one, it's possible, but once you put 12 ounces in here, there isn't a lot of room to really close this up good, and you're likely to make a mess. Maybe we'll
almost
mix it up in here.
Almost guaranteed to. Yeah,
Oh,
it's so tough.
Oh, we were talking about whether they'd have sides. This has a nice side too. This has au gratin potatoes.
I wondered if it was going to. I didn't think it was going to.
8194. Nice.
Consistently fresh.
Mm-hmm.
Meetup is March
Ooh.
14th and 15th at MRE Nation, 820 Buck Creek Road, Simpsonville, Kentucky. I had no idea. Okay, yep. I can't come to that one.
I'm going to be new in my job. I
Yeah, you won't be able to make it either.
My third one in a row that I can't make, but
This will be the first one I've not
thank
made.
you for the information because I'm going to try. I'm going to see what I can do.
That would be cool if you could make it for sure.
I've never had this cinnamon bun.
That I have had. That's a good one.
I've seen.
I'm glad that this is going to be your first
8052.
one.
I'm looking forward to that. Cool. And of course we have the information for the Asian beef strips. I'm not going to do what I do in my videos, and well, no, I will. people watching on the replay, if you want the ingredients, here they are. Most positive.
Yep.
And here's the nutrition facts. Always important to know. It's going to have 250 calories, 1,170 milligrams of sodium. That's quite a bit. And we have the accessory facts, and we do have the brown MRE spoon. We were talking about that too, whether it would have like a white one or a brown one. And it just has the real MRE one.
Yeah.
And stop crinkling here. Now that's one thing I've noticed with my new camera. I'm still getting used to it, and it picks up the crinkles in a different way. It's really kind of annoying.
The sound's different.
Mm-hmm. Obviously, I don't notice it when I'm filming it. I'm just everything's the same. But then I'm listening to it, and it's like, whoa. So we get the spoon. We have the moist towelette. Oh, we have Type 2.
That. I'm so surprised right now.
This is the oldest thing in here. 7352. Not too bad though.
This is a whole MRE.
Salt and pepper. You're right. This I mean it was probably not the same things that would be in.
No, it's not lined up the same.
But the right stuff. It's got.
It's a whole
It
meal.
has the snack. It has the dessert. It has the side. It has the entree. It has the drink. It has the coffee. And it's even the military coffee. That's pretty cool. And sugar. And it's even better because it's got the pepper, which MREs do not have. Genuine MREs do not have. I've never really understood that.
Yeah, why not?
2 sugars and the coffee mate creamer.
Which is good creamer, in my opinion. I like the coffee mate creamer.
So there's one.
All right, so now my turn to open up the vacuum sealed one, which we'll find out here in just a second. Maybe? I mean, it does feel very vacuum sealed.
I don't know if I've ever gotten a hiss from an outer bag.
I don't think I have. Yes, I have.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, I have, actually. I poked a hole in it with my knife.
Oh, that's smart. Yeah, that's a good way to do it.
And I got a good hiss out of it, and I can't.
I did that with a LRP entree, just like because it's so vacuum sealed.
You can get like a 30-second hiss out of it.
The best hiss I've ever heard.
Oh, I actually did feel the air rush in past my thumbs, though. So this thing was very vacuum sealed. And everything dropped directly down as soon as I let it loose. Well, the peelable seal worked quite well, except on this corner right here a little bit. But
I mentioned that on this one, it worked, but it was a little bit of a
on the corner.
There. Yeah.
Yep.
I was starting to do it. And I was like, oh, this isn't working. I thought I was going to do the one where the top comes off, but it did open. All right,
so this one is the brisket, right? Yeah. So this one's the brisket entree.
It's actually just right in here a little bit. There we go.
Oh yeah, I should have been checking the angle on the camera.
And this difference is because of the fact that they had the. It's kind of nice that they had the option of without or with the Plymouth ration heater. So obviously we have the ration heater.
So wow, look at the date code on that. It is the 296th day of 2018.
Nice.
So this is almost 2019. I mean, what are we, like 66 days away from 2019 here?
I actually thought this one was even from the vacuum seal because it's bowed a little bit.
Yeah.
So hopefully it won't be smashed up when we loosen that seal.
Sometimes you do, like, that is an issue.
And those MRE Nation ones that they were like so tightly sealed that
Yes.
they would stick to the.
Those came from XMRE, I believe. I
mhm.
think that's where they came from, or they came maybe not XMRE, but the what's the other one? MRE Star.
Okay. Oh right.
Or no, they didn't say MRE Star on them. So I'm pretty sure those XMRE was using the same brand of crackers, and they were literally stuck. They were vacuum sealed so much that they'd stick to the aluminum.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, you appreciated the vacuum seal, but it went above and beyond. It was too much.
So here's the main difference between these two. The price actually. You're paying $2 for this at the Army Navy store, and it's look at that, 302nd day. I guess the Z.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, sorry, yeah, 320th day.
Nice.
So this thing's really close to being a 2019, and we have our flameless ration heater here, which actually feels like it's going to be a good one. Sometimes you can tell by the way they feel.
Just for the sake of it, we will put this aside, but just for the
I was
sake
going
of
to say, I
seeing
mean,
what's
you
here.
have a wheat snack bread over there, so unless you eat it with your main. So we'll look in the accessory packet in a moment. This, oh, look at that CT. I don't know if you're even in the chat. I don't think I've said hello to you. If you are, but CT strawberry jam. This is amazing. I love strawberry jam. So, and here is exactly what G. Schultz was talking about, the different size package.
I've actually thought
Look
of
at
doing
the
a video
difference.
on this. It's obviously this makes the same amount of drink, but for whatever reason,
The directions are the same,
we have this much powder in here.
except that's a carbohydrate electrolyte.
Oh, that's
This
true.
is the just beverage base powder, standard. And this is probably my least favorite. I just don't like the red dyes in this. That's just a personal preference type thing. Not that there's anything wrong with it. I mean, it's a tasty drink. I just don't like all that red dye.
I understand that.
Well, look at that. We both get all gratin potatoes.
Interesting.
That is a
So,
good thing.
That means there is a side, which is great to see. Oh, different printing on that.
That's very dark.
325. Yes.
Is it different than your?
Yeah,
It is different.
Yeah, this is the same as on the
Completely
entree,
different.
and that is from the same company.
And it's not made that far apart either. Like what?
Right.
About 100 days.
194,
If that.
325.
Yeah, a little over 100 days.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
They ran out of the.
Change
that
the
color
ink
ink or
style.
something,
Yeah.
Interesting.
So there's our all gratin potatoes, and if anybody's curious, there's the nutritional facts, and look at that list of ingredients. Are you kidding me?
For potatoes with cheese.
It is as long as this piece of cardboard. What? What are they doing? Contains milk, soy, and wheat at the bottom, it says. And this is
Is it a cookie? It's not another
this
one,
is a chocolate chip cookie, trans fat free. 280 calories in this bad boy. 10 milligrams of cholesterol, 170 milligrams of sodium, 7% of your day. There's a good bit of salt in for a cookie, you know? And
Another
our
fresh one.
date code on here.
8289. This is really.
Everything's
really
super
impressive.
fresh. I am impressed. I think you did well here. I mean, I know that they were a little expensive, but at the same time, like,
These aren't bad.
they're pretty fresh.
Yeah, and I mean, granted, the big three who have the government contracts, they obviously do get first dibs on their own components once they fill the contract. So it does make sense they'd be newer, but we have the brisket entree.
There is your brisket with it's gravy with seasoned beef brisket slices, caramel color, or smoke flavoring added. Of course. And really nice.
You can't just say that. You have to.
Yeah, they got to add in the caramel color and smoke flavor added. Like, come on, people. We didn't even like. Honestly, I'd rather not know that. To be just 100% honest, I'll get like, I don't know how they get that smoky flavor in there. You know,
almost 1,600 grams of sodium.
Holy cow! 66% of your daily value in this one main entree. This has to be salty.
I was talking about this one having 1170. I thought that was a lot. And then let me see that.
66% of your daily value. You can't have two of these. If you had 2 briskets in one day, you'd be at 132% of your daily value.
You'd be sweating a lot.
Yeah, you'd be having a heart attack or something. Well, that's everything unpackaged. Now, I do have some flameless ration heaters on standby, and I will say that these things, well, I had one the other night. I used one of these, and it performed very well. I was super surprised because they're... Hang on, let me...
Was K-Man leaving? I've been keeping track.
Oh, is K-Man leaving right now? Hello, Seth.
Elandil said hi and bye. I don't know which one's leaving. Oh,
yeah. Yep, night, K-Man. So it looks like K-Man had to take off. Thank you for stopping by and hanging out with us, K-Man. And you guys, let me just mention this real quick. If anybody's on here that doesn't know about MREinfo.com, K-Man's the one that started that website and runs the website. Him and Ollie over in Germany. Great guy. He's Housel on the website. But you couldn't ask for a better place to land if you're interested in rations. Go over there, sign up, and you know, K-Man will get you hooked up over there.
Yeah, I went there when I first was looking into making some of these videos, and I just, even though that was before the community really got off the ground, there was a community there, and very knowledgeable, very helpful. I mean, everybody knows that now, but I mean, back then, it was
unknown.
The same, yeah.
You know, you had to figure it out. And again, like you were at the beginning of that, especially the YouTube side of it. You know, there was a little bit of an online side of it that started in 2001. Oops. You got to be real careful in here. It's sitting on a pivoting chair that spins around on its own, you know, its own axis, I guess I could say. Now, I have a bottle of salt water set up that I will get for us. And we can use salt water in our flameless ration heaters.
You can use the new camera to show the setup. If you don't mind people seeing the setup, you can see the tripod is resting on a chair. That's why there may be some movement involved.
Exactly. Now, I've just seen, all right, Eeyore popped in with a super chat. MRE review of the century. Howdy, y'all. Well, what's up, dude? And I was just telling people about your channel and they needed to come on over there. I don't know if you were in the chat at that time, but definitely, man, you got to come. You got to go check out all right Eeyore's channel.
I'll definitely do that, and thank you, all right. And you know what? If you did just join, you might not be aware of this, but we've started a little drinking game where every time somebody does a super chat for Smokey, I'm going to take a swig of this Smirnoff Ice.
He's taking one for the team, guys.
Cheers.
Down the hatch.
Yeah, there goes another one.
Think that's enough for 3 flameless ration heaters?
I think so.
We probably should use 3.
Oh yeah, we do have 4 things now, don't we?
We have 4 things. Yeah, I think I'll like. I
mean, I suppose we could just do one.
Potato? I think we should use this one right here for our mains, me and you both. We can try the whole not sticking it in the bag thing, and we will use the clear bag to add to try to keep more heat in. I'm trying to be innovative here and actually get us some warm food in this hotel room where I don't have a microwave. So salt water, very concentrated. I dumped a crap load of salt water into this.
Cloudy. That is not Smirnoff Ice.
No, and
almost looks like
it looks almost the same. Very, very similar looking. Now this one,
I want to mix them up and take a swig of this by mistake.
Oh yeah, no, you'd be in trouble then. You'd probably be sick. These things right here take about 10 to 12 minutes to even really get hot. But these things, the one the other night got so hot that I could not touch it.
What was the date on this?
That should be a 1990, I believe.
Is it?
I think that's the date code right there.
Okay.
Right, US 0642. Nope, that would not make sense, would it?
600 days in a year, really.
No.
Yeah, you did the other one. Because I did watch that, and that's weird. Oh, look, here it is. It's
gone.
Oh no, that's actually part of the heating element.
Yeah, that's in there on the heating element.
Okay, yeah, that's interesting.
And a lot of the filings in these other two are just like, look at that.
Oh wow, you should show that. If you want to see what you don't want to see in an old flameless ration heater,
Yeah, that's exactly the worst. That's like worst case scenario. The whole thing is spilled out. But I will say that this stuff will still heat up, just not as well. That cardboard, it kind of compresses and compacts it, which makes it create heat. So,
ooh, sticky. Interesting question. I wonder what happens if you add alcohol to the heaters.
Never even thought about that before.
Sometime we can try that, but I'm running low,
Running
so I don't want to ration
this.
for the super chats.
All right, so we're going to get our mains started. Whoa, drink it up, Mad Dog says.
Oh boy,
Mad Dog.
Wait, cheers.
He does have a number on his name. What is it? 346. So, Mad Dog, what's the 346 about, my man? Thank you so much for that super chat, by the way, Mad Dog. And I'm looking for the response in the chat while I'm fumbling with a flameless ration here that...
Oh, I can see it's... There you go.
It was not easy.
I could have made a rude comment there, but...
How should we do this? Should we use your sleeve or either or?
I think I just did a review where I totally screwed up, and I gave my suggestions for heating up two items with one flameless ration heater, and what I like to do is I like to do it the regular way with the first one, but I like to get it completely activated before adding anything else, and then I put the other one on the other side, and then realize that isn't the way I like to do it. I like to get it completely activated, and then just put the other one on the outside of the flameless ration heater in the sleeve.
And put it both in the sleeve?
Yeah.
That's what I was kind of thinking, whether we put one inside or not. I don't think it'll matter. I think we can just get that activated, slap them both on the outside, because we're just going to try to contain the heat. I am not, by the way, guys, listen, I am not a fan of not putting the main entree in the bag. I am a firm believer in that the entree goes inside the bag. But in this instance, we have two main entrees that we're trying to heat up. And I guess to be fair, it'll spread the heat out a little bit more evenly if we just set them on the outside. Because if we try to stuff them both in there, the heater's not going to work as well.
No.
It has to, regardless of what anyone says, these things have to breathe a little bit or they will not work properly. Take that as you want. I've had people argue with me and say that these don't need oxygen. All they got to do is get wet. They do have to get wet. But without a little bit of air, just a little bit moving, they will not work. So we will fill this thing up, I think. We got all gratin potatoes too.
Right.
We'll get this. You want to get this one started first?
Yeah, maybe get that started so we can actually see if we can get it started. And it's probably going to take longer. This close back. There we go. Okay,
so we use this one for the au gratin?
Sure. Yeah,
and we'll use one of our sleeves.
That's what she said, but yeah.
Exactly. That's a great. That The Office is a freaking amazing. You ever watch The Office?
Oh, love it.
Love The Office.
The girls are watching it now too.
That is the bomb. You haven't seen The Office, guys. You're missing out. You haven't lived yet. That's my personal opinion.
And it's the U.S. one, but the British one, I started it. I also love that one too.
Really? You like that one?
Yes, we like it.
I couldn't watch it. No, I tried. I did give it a firm try. Just didn't work out for me. Okay, let's get this old heater going. And we are going to do this one. We'll just do this one the same way since we got two au gratin potatoes. And we'll end up sticking them in the sleeve. And then we'll use a bag for the au gratin. And we'll use a bag for the mains. So it's going to take a good little bit of water here.
I think we're going to have to... I don't think it's going to make any difference. I was going to say the only thing is we'll have to keep in mind which one is from which. But they're pretty similar dates. I don't think it really matters. It makes any difference.
I put too much water in that. Let me dump a little bit of that out. Just a little bit.
this should be interesting to see how these all these heat up. I mean, obviously, everybody knows it's better to have this stuff heated up than not.
Absolutely.
I mean, you know, whenever I do, actually, when let's try to heat them up in water. But whenever I do one that is from pre-flameless ration heater days, I sometimes do have it cold, just because that's the way you would have had it if you didn't have some way to heat it up. But yeah.
Which we might pop in with a little something about that here in a few minutes also. And it's pretty special where that came from, so can't exactly tell you guys about it, but I can tell you that it came from a special place. Now
Yeah, everybody's thinking about. I can't believe we're over an hour into. We're an hour into this, and we're talking all this about 2 commercial rations, but that's part of the rations. This is something that's out there, and these are, I think, actually pretty good examples.
These are pretty interesting. These are actually really good for commercial food.
Is that doing anything yet?
Not yet,
Okay.
unfortunately. Well, nope, still cold. But
Any noise?
yes,
Okay. Oh yeah, that sounds like. I mean, that's the
It's
thing. A
starting.
lot of people declare things duds. I think too quickly.
too quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, these things take 10 to 15 minutes just to really get rolling. We'll check back with this in 10 minutes. I do think that it's probably going to, because I just used one just like this the other night, used salt water in it, and it did work. It got my Canadian IMP. It got my Canadian IMP warm. So, and then I'm just going to stick that down into the plastic bag like so. I think I just seen smoke come out of that, so it may have already started kicking off. But that, and I'm going to go set it over by the window once I get. It's definitely a good idea. I don't know how the whatchamacallits, the smoke detector's working here. I don't know if these would set them off. You know what I mean?
Yeah. This one, get this one activated. And I agree, we're both in agreement. If I was doing this, just having myself an MRE, I would definitely have put the entree in here. But
we're trying to share.
Try to get some water. Oh wow, that just kicked off. Look at that. That one is working.
That is good. We might end up having to put our au gratin in the same bag with that. Here, I'll set this sleeve up for us.
It's gonna pop up here. You know what, when we put this in there first, and then we'll just slide the heater in, because it's going to be hard to handle in a second.
Yeah. There you go.
Thank you.
About as good as I'm going to get that.
Whoa, Jesus.
Look, I'm going to use this.
We're not professionals.
I'm going to stuff it. That'll probably drag it down in when it goes in, huh?
So.
We hope. Yes.
Alrighty, and this one is definitely working, so we're going to have a couple of...
At least our mains will be warm.
Nice warm mains, yeah, we just don't need to really do that. Jeez, how often does this happen? 4 hands doing a review.
You know, Mickey Joe does them with his wife a lot, but outside of that, you know, I really don't see a lot of dual-handed reviews happen.
Oh, I suppose we could heat up the cinnamon bun too, but we already have 4 things and 2 heaters. That'd be overkill, I think. Oh, you know what? We have to open this up. Let's see what we have for coffee in this one.
All right. Yeah, I forgot about going through the accessory packet earlier.
This looks promising. And not that I'm surprised by it, but just as a little plus for Spackle, this is all wet and nothing got inside, so that's good.
Good seal on there.
Spoon, this, and what is this? We have instant type 2 again.
Yes.
Look at that.
That's good coffee. And I'm actually looking forward to the
pepper,
coffee, to be
sugar.
quite honest.
All the standard.
And we'll get us some hot water rolling in our little coffee pot up there.
If you want, we could make 1 coffee, since I'm not a coffee drinker.
Yeah, 1 coffee's
one.
good. Sure. I'm definitely down to drink the coffee, though. Water. Put our level probably about right there. And then,
Yeah, if you need to get on the side for that.
Nope, I can get it from right here. Just dump the water in.
That's very convenient.
Pop that in there, that, and boom, done. Now I'll have hot water for coffee.
All right.
But we got a napkin, and I'll need this stuff. That is the sugar, right? Yep.
Yeah, I don't want to make a mess in your color, but I'm gonna, since it's in this, I'm gonna try and mix this up in. That's one thing that's not in here. There's no hot beverage bags in either of them.
Yes. Okay.
That would be a nice touch.
Typically, that would be in a standard. Now, do they still put hot beverage bags in every meal?
It seems like I've seen some without, but it seems like for the most part it's still a pretty standard thing. I'm not sure.
For some reason, I think Sapaco is one of the ones that doesn't put the hot beverage bag in the meal sometimes. I think they're the company that leaves it out sometimes. I could be wrong about that, but it just does seem like they are the ones that leave it out.
Yeah, hot beverage bag. It's a very simple thing. I've seen a lot of people make fun of it because it's a bag. I think it's one of the best. You know, kind of like adding the hot sauce, adding the Tabasco. When they added those, it's such a great thing to have. I mean, even if you don't need it for the ration, you can throw your phone in that if you're like in a downpour or something, and it'll keep it dry.
And you know what I use mine for a lot? Like my match. No matches in this either. But I'll take my matches if I don't drink the coffee or my wet nap. All my little extra leftovers, I'll throw them in that hot beverage bag just to keep it all together.
Yeah.
And I never throw that stuff away. I have so many extras. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. This is Gschultz9. I went on a hike last year up into the White Mountains, and I put a bunch of Thank you. I put some. Ooh, look at this. Fancy
The
water.
Triumph. Yeah.
I put some matches and some toilet paper into a hot beverage bag just to keep it dry in case I needed. I wasn't really thinking toilet paper. I guess I needed it for anything, whatever you need it for. And I'm just gonna eyeball this.
Here's
I'll probably go
just in case you need it.
okay. I'll go a little bit lower on it because I don't mind it being a little strong. And just to give us a little bit more.
And I'm sure I definitely need. I can't mix mine in my bag for sure.
No, not at all. Not unless you want it to be incredibly strong.
Yeah, that would be like a slurry.
You have to do this at the sides, and then you don't have to worry as much about the top. And let's see if this goes all over the place. I'm pretty sure. I obviously know what to expect from 109 beverage. This may be a little bit more concentrated because I didn't add the full 12 ounces, but.
How many ounces do you think you got in there?
Yeah, I don't even know.
Like 8, 9?
Yeah, let's see. Oh, let's see. This was. Oh man, it was less than I thought. Is this a 19?
16.9.
This is 16.9. So yeah, probably about 8. We can always add a little bit more. I can smell it strong.
Well, it looks like radioactive ooze from like the movie The Thing or something.
Yeah, I know a lot of people have been complaining about the color, and I know those new. I haven't gotten any, but those new MRE Ration ones with the clear ones. That's pretty cool. I never really mind the color, but it is overdone. I mean, it's definitely overdone, and we're obviously going to see that with the tropical punch.
Yep, we definitely will. Get my coffee going over here while he's working on his drink. And these cups right here, I would say they hold right at about 12 ounces, like almost full. So you're probably at like 10.
That's good. And I have a sweet tooth, so I don't mind these things being a little bit extra strong.
Coffee. Good stuff.
Yeah,
oh, there's a trash can right there.
Oh. Even more convenient. And we can use the, I was just about to say, where we're going to put all this stuff. We can use the field technique of putting stuff right onto the pouch.
Yp.
We might as well start opening some of this up.
May as well.
We know what to expect from the...
We're just waiting on the mains, you know. We may as well get into this stuff.
Yeah, nice fresh wheat snack bread. Wheat snack bread's not the greatest thing in the world, but when they're fresh,
they're
definitely better.
Yes. Much more bready.
Yes.
They kind of lose their bread consistency and get more chewy and tough if they're older, you know.
Yeah.
And I've had some really old ones that were just flat out bad. First generation ones actually, which was in the 90s. I believe it was like 97 or 90. It might have even been 96.
That's about right.
Somewhere along in there.
Yeah.
But I had them and they were absolutely horrible.
I don't think I've ever had one that had gone bad, but I've definitely had some that were. I use the word stale. I mean, it's hard to go stale when they're sealed and they have this in there, but they're definitely off. They were still edible, but not much fun.
The one I had was not. It was not food anymore.
Really?
Yeah, it was so far gone that it was. It just you couldn't eat it.
I'll probably get one of those now that we're talking about. There's one thing that was interesting, but people were getting those bleached out crackers when that started happening a couple years ago. I remember it was weird because I never, and I mean, you know how many reviews I've done, and I had never gotten bad crackers, whether the MREs were a couple years old or 25 years old. They always came out great. And then finally I got my first bleached out ones. And I was like, oh my god, now I know what everyone's talking about. And then I started getting them all the time.
Yep. You got lucky for a long time. I mean, how many years did you go without getting a lot of years? You went a lot of years without getting a bad cracker.
Oh, this is nice and soft. Wow, that.
If you like a cinnamon type thing, you'll like that.
I want to say cinnamon bun smell, but it literally smells like something from a bakery.
It doesn't have that shelf stable
that chemical
scent
yeah.
that they always have, and I think that the cinnamon helps cover it up.
No, okay, that makes sense. That smells really good. I'm looking forward to that. That would have been nice to heat that up a little bit, but that's okay.
Oh yeah, well we got a couple of these old school heaters here. Well, you already opened it. I wouldn't.
Oh
put
yeah,
those in
yeah,
there.
with all those loose.
Definitely wouldn't do
loose
that.
Things in there. Ooh,
Yeah,
you know
so you're kind of stuck.
Just kidding.
You could. Yep. I don't have really anything good to mix out in there, but let's see what my stuff looks like. I'm interested to see what this cookie looks like.
Let's
So
see if it comes out in one piece.
it's always kind of the fun part of this.
Freshness factor probably will help. It looks pretty good. So
Yeah, I want to smell it. Oh wow, that you can smell the freshness of this cookie. Please come out in one piece. Look at that. Let me oh, yep. Thank you, sir. Look at the cookie. See, I love the focus on this. This phone that I'm using right now focuses in a split second.
That's nice. Oh, yeah, I've been
See how
having
quick?
problems with my new camera. That's another thing I'm getting used to. It
The
does
focus?
focus different.
Yep.
If I have
Completely.
something like here, it'll go back and forth, and I hate that. And the Sony never did that. I think I. Ooh, wow, this is almost greasy on the bottom. It's so fresh. I think I did put this up close, but might as well get in.
Get
there.
a good look at it. Okay, now I got to do my least favorite beverage, which is the tropical punch. Okay, so the tropical punch.
Yeah, that smells sweet now.
What's the other red one? Not cherry, but the modern. It's there's tropical punch and
What's the other one? Fruit punch.
fruit punch. I was gonna say it's another punch, but there's not a whole lot of difference between them. I mean, there is, but there isn't. If you taste them side by side, you'd be like, oh, okay, I can taste the difference.
Yeah, this one has a little pineapple.
Yeah, I would say a little more pineapple, a little more tropical fruit flavor. You know, so I think it's a little more tangy. That's what I would say classification for my palate. But first of all, I don't know how often you ever do this, just the powder on its own, like this.
Oh no.
What the shit was that?
I've never done that, so what did I do there?
It's the flameless ration heater swallowing up.
Oh, okay.
It
Wow.
knocked over what I had holding it up. Yeah, did you try a little bit of that powder?
Yeah.
It's like a pixie stick.
Pixie stick. That's exactly what it's like. I was gonna say we should have snorted that through a dollar
So
bill
you
or
don't
something.
you don't have to drink your drink mix. Like if you're out and you don't have time or you don't have water,
Yeah, I'll tell you,
go.
my
It's a
daughter,
nice
my daughter
sweet
would actually
snack.
love that. She loves sweets, pixie sticks and stuff like that. Everything okay over there?
There is some heat. There's some heat in our
The old one.
yeah, in our au gratin potatoes,
All right.
but it's not a lot. But I think by me moving it around, maybe.
Sorry, we're
I'm
off
going to
camera a
pull
little
the
bit here.
flap up on it so some air can get into it. Like I said earlier, the oxygen that it needs. Unless I put it in there upside down, which I think I did.
Oh, Kaylin, you said you got one of those cookies in one of your XMREs. Are you talking about the kosher or halal ones? Yeah, they are small. That's what she said. Sorry.
That chocolate chip.
XMRE is a another brand of commercial MREs. The three big companies, Paco, Warnick, and Merqual, they all, obviously they have the contracts to make the genuine MREs, and they each make their own commercial ones, which is great for them, I'm sure, because they can sell those legally and to the general public. And then there's some independent companies. The main ones, XMRE and Meal Kit Supply, they've both been around for a long time. And they basically have the same exact stuff. They use the same components, but they have to actually buy them from those three companies. And a lot of times they tend to be a little bit older. And then we have newer companies. Obviously the most notable one is MRE Nation. XMREs can be expensive. I think they've worked on that, but yeah, commercial MREs, it's nice because it is a legal thing. You know, you don't have to worry about. Generally, you know they're going to be pretty fresh. When supply chains for genuine MREs, it can be kind of hard to find, and you don't know if you're getting some that are 3 years old. This doesn't sound too bad, but you don't know if they've been in the desert for 3 years. They've been in somebody's trunk in the sun for 3 years or something, and it's nice to be able to get them direct from the company. And for me, that is worth paying a little bit more for. They still do go over the top sometimes, but especially if you're going to be storing them.
Totally agree with that. Yeah, but if you're looking for long-term storage and you know that you're going to be storing them properly, it does sometimes make sense to pay a little bit more for the freshness and buying directly from the company, like you mentioned, than buying off the secondary market like eBay, and you're getting stuff that's 2 to 3 years old, and you don't know where it's been.
Right.
You know, versus if you buy straight from the company and it's fresh, you know that it just got packed and everything's nice and fresh. This is awesome. MRE party. It is. It's like a it's like a ration party. That water that came out of that thing is burning my hand.
Nice.
I don't know if you can see like the redness on my hand.
Put that in here so you can. I see it live.
I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but my hand is like red all through here from where I just was over there messing with that flameless ration heater, and a lot of the water dumped out, and my hand is on fire right now all the way through here. That's weird.
No.
I don't know if it's
that was the
new
one?
The old one.
Oh, the old one, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't think it's salt water. I think it's whatever's in that old flameless ration heater mixed with the salt water that's burning my hand.
All right.
It is warm. Oh yeah, I'm fine. It is. I mean, it's pretty intense burn. I ain't gonna lie. Like especially right here for some reason. I don't know why, but there's some heat coming off of that. But what I did was I took the whole setup and I stuffed it in the bag to the residual heat from the good heater.
Okay, that's a good idea.
It'll add a little bit more to it, not much, but a little better than a little bit's better than nothing. Crackers.
I saw Spixie asked a question about genuine MREs being sold on eBay, and how why do they allow that? And I guess the quick answer is they don't, believe it or not, because they obviously do. I mean, obviously you can buy them off of there, but their policy is that you're not allowed to, and they generally just don't enforce that because usually it's individuals selling a few. What they're concerned about is when somebody is selling like a pallet of cases of MREs, or just like multiple cases. And obviously there are sellers out there who do have cases. I don't know how closely they're looking at it now, but I know a lot of times after natural disasters, like after Hurricane Katrina, that was one of the first times I saw them crack down on that. Basically, there's people who would be getting cases off of the trucks, and then they're turning around and selling them. And I do understand why it has the warning on it, because it is food, and when it gets into secondary market, people who we have this really well informed community here, but somebody who doesn't know what a 4-digit date code is. I mean, I've seen MREs on eBay that are in the pre-2007, 2008 packages, and they're selling them as fresh and new.
Brand new.
Because they say that. It says that in the description.
And they're unopened.
And,
right. Well, that's brand new.
It is unopened, right? But yeah, and people here would know, but somebody who is just like, oh, I'd like to try an MRE, they can get the 30-year-old MRE. They can get an old veggie omelet or something and be expecting it to be brand new. We should have done this at Christmas. Look at that.
That is a very good color.
That's nice.
Red and green. It does look just like Christmas. And Christmas ain't far, we're not far past Christmas right now. And that does, but look at the film that comes up on top of it. I've never understood that. There's a chemical in there. I don't know if it's the red 40, the red dye that's actually creating that slurry that is on top of there, almost like an oil field. It's just like oil that builds up on the top.
Oh,
yeah, you can see it. It's got a sheen.
And look at that stain in the cup, too.
Oh, yeah, that cup's going to be
look at that.
super red.
That's actually going to be interesting. Interesting to see, because this one should not have anything.
And it's weird because that's so green, but it doesn't do what this one does. It doesn't dye the cup. It's not going to dye your insides, and it's not going to dye your teeth, which this one does. That's one of the reasons I don't like that.
Yeah, you'd think Natick would be on that and do something about that. Just tone it down or try different something. I don't know. It's just.
I think they need us to approach them and be like, "What are you guys doing? He doesn't need the. It's going to taste the same without the red 40." As if it had it, or just tone it down, just like a little drop.
Yeah, I can understand the effect of you have something that's supposedly a certain flavor and it's that color, which is the very thing about the grape with that blue instead of purple.
Yeah,
that's like
where'd that come from?
If you're gonna do that, why don't you just not color it? But anyway.
Exactly. All right, here comes the hiss from my crackers. This is the first time I've opened crackers in a while. Seems like. Huh. That was kind of weird.
It was strange. It was like it took a while for it to release. The stuff was
the plastic stretched so much,
and then by the time it did, it was like too much of it open. But I did hear a little release there.
Oh, these are broken. These are broken. Yeah.
It's a victim of being packaged too well.
Vacuum sealed. Yeah. Sometimes that's it's worth it though.
Should I get crumbs in here?
Did I?
You want to?
Ah, yes. Thank you for the plate. Perfect. My nice crummy crackers.
Crummy crackers.
The good stuff, man.
But they're obviously going to smell fine. I don't even need to try it, but yeah, it's that cracker smell. It's great.
Yeah, there's a good close look at that. Obviously, no salt on there like
it almost
we
like
all wish.
Bumps on there.
It does.
Did he stop adding salt to it? No.
2018, bring the salt back. 2019, bring the salt back. 2020, bring the salt back.
Tone down the color. Bring back the salt.
Exactly.
Tone down the color. Bring back the salt.
Let's do it.
Let's all go to Natick and stand outside and be like, what the hell are they doing out there?
Tone down the what? What about salt? Huh? Why don't you guys get out of here?
They're like, there's plenty of salt in this thing. It's like,
oh, they're full of sodium. Full of sodium.
But
mixed into the dough.
It's nice to.
Why not have a little bit on the top? All right, Eeyore. One for G. Schultz.
Now he's getting into the.
Well, thank you so much. All right, Eeyore.
Thank you, Eeyore.
Appreciate that.
I'm getting pretty low here.
I'm going to try the crackers out. These are pretty fresh, so obviously I don't expect anything to be in the negative area here.
Perfect. A little bland, obviously.
Obviously it's going to be, dry.
They're kind of light.
They are light. They're not as toasted as others that I've had. And the more toasted, the more flavor.
That's true.
The darker they are, I think it brings out some of the richness of the dough, of the flour. But there is something in this that gives it a very unique flavor. And I don't know if it's that malted barley. I don't really know exactly what it is but it's subtle, but at the same time, it's very recognizable.
Yes, Viper. Sorry to trip it.
Oh.
Yes,
All right, I'm gonna go check on I want to check on the mains after I squish that around just a little bit.
All right. Yeah. While you do that, I'll remind everybody. I just realized there's gonna be people coming and going. Anybody who's new to the stream, this is Gschultz9, and I probably knew that from the thumbnail or whatever. But I'm joining Smokey, and we're in New York City, right outside of Times Square. We're basically in Times Square, and we're doing a live stream together, which is pretty cool. And as a little extra thing, I actually have this Smirnoff Ice, which I started drinking, and I decided to make a little bit of a, kind of jokingly, but make a little bit of a drinking game out of it. And every time somebody does a super chat, I have to take a swig of this, which I have maybe like two left. I can ration it to 3, but that's about gone. Unfortunately, we don't have any more. But we'll take care of that later.
Exactly.
We'll keep track of all the ones I owe, and yeah, they'll be hurting by the end of the night.
All right. Since I just picked this up and kind of jostled it around a little bit, we got some air moving in the
Let's see if we can
into
make
the
some
heater.
room.
Surprisingly, it had like it wasn't hot anymore.
All right.
Yeah, our food's just kind of warm at the moment, but that flameless ration heater just kicked off. Like, even though it was steaming, I think it needed a little bit of air to really get it cooking off. Holy! Ow.
Oh no, not again. Is that your other hand?
Yep.
No, same hand.
That's the new one. It was just that hot when I touched it, and I just had my hand all the way in there on it.
Mm-hmm.
Opened it up, blew some air in on it. Now you can't touch it.
You can't touch this.
Can't touch it. Good old MC.
Oh yeah.
Hammer time.
Hey, do you like Kiss?
Yeah. How can you not like Kiss and be an American? Like
Yeah.
they got probably a whole album if you pick through it that I would listen to.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
I've never been a huge fan, but the song, I think it was Ace Frehley. I think it was a solo thing, but I know they did a concert too. What is it? New York Groove. You know that song?
New York Groove. If I heard it, maybe I would know.
It's like I said, there aren't too many Kiss songs that I like on my favorite song list, but New York Groove. Whenever I go to New York, you
It's like it fits the atmosphere.
I'd play it now, but we'd end up getting a
copyright strike for sure.
Oh, it's a great song.
Gotta love YouTube nowadays, right?
Yeah.
It's became so PC and so hard to do anything really.
Yeah.
Let's be honest on YouTube.
Right. How about that thing about videos made for kids?
Oh yeah, I have to do that every time I do a live stream.
Oh really? You can't just do it for the channel?
I should have showed you. No, you can't set like it has every single time you either upload a video or do a live stream. You have to pick. Did you make this for children under the age of 18?
Well, I did that. I did that on channel level, and I haven't had to do that with my videos.
I think live streams are different.
Okay.
I think they make you just choose every time whether it's going to be for an adult or not.
Sure.
And then after that, it says, "Is this content made especially for adults?"
It's really solo.
So,
yeah, and obviously we probably haven't discussed that much in the community because it doesn't really affect us too much, and I'm glad for that. But I do feel sorry for the people that have been making kids videos, videos for kids. I've been kind of jealous about some of that. Some of those are crazy. You see those they have like 4 million subscribers, and they just make these silly, weird little. I don't know. I don't get it.
Toy openings and stuff.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Some of those videos like have 400 million views.
Millions and millions. And some of those kids, they're kids, like 8-year-old kids, and they have lines of toys in the store, like at Target. You can get toys that have their picture on them. I don't know, it's so weird. And
Can't remember
now
who's
all of a
endorsing
sudden,
that.
I can't imagine what they're going through. Like they're making a great living off of the stuff, and all of a sudden they have to do this thing. And I think it can't be monetized if it is for kids, something like that.
No, it can be. There's certain guidelines now. There's certain things, and you know that they are making a Netflix show. Oh, here I'll check the super chat. Pat Miller. Let's bust out the hard jar, boys. I wish I had it. I do not.
Yeah, we should have planned better for that, but we weren't planning on doing the drinking game. But
that's kind of hard to commute to New York on an airplane with the good old Mountain Dew. I'll call it. I'm going to dig into. I mean, usually I'm the kind of guy that doesn't eat my sides.
Should we open this, or are we gonna put it aside?
I mean, go ahead.
Yeah, you didn't want to send it off.
Ah, no, man. I got tons of grape jelly. Dude, I have literally tons of grape jelly at my house right now. But I'm telling you now, the strawberry jelly's getting open. The strawberry jam, I'm sorry. It's not jelly, it's jam.
This is the jelly, that's the jam.
And there is a distinct difference. The strawberry jam's going to have seeds in it. The consistency is going to be slightly different. It's going to be a little bit rougher. But at the same time, it's good stuff. I like the grape jelly, man. It's not horrible, but it probably is. No, it's not my least favorite. My least favorite is the blackberry.
Really?
Blackberry Yep.
like that.
I like the grape jelly better than the blackberry.
Mm-hmm.
The blackberry's kind of bland, to be quite honest,
Mm.
compared to the grape. The grape's got a pretty decent flavor.
Yeah. I think
And
what I
then
like
strawberry it would be my next step up, and
Mhm.
then probably apple, and then of course the coveted apple butter.
Oh,
Which
yeah.
why did they discontinue the best
Mm.
stuff? For instance, the Crane Raspberry First Strike bar.
Bring back the apple butter. Bring back the apple butter.
What was it?
The Crane Raspberry First Strike bar is
Oh,
discontinued.
really? I did not know that.
Yep, just happened. It just happened.
Mm.
No more. My favorite snack that they it's very close to the
Grape?
oatmeal cookie bar from back in the day. That's
Mhm.
another one of my super duper favorites.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, this thing's chugging the heat now. I can feel it all the way through the cardboard in both bags.
Cool.
So I think we'll at least have a hot main. Actually, you know what? The au gratin potatoes might be hot too.
Yeah, that's cool.
Like,
Usually split these
stick
things
your
up
hand in there
so
and
we
feel
can-
that.
Look at that.
Or you can fill it out here too, probably.
That's what she said. Yeah, that's what's heating up.
That's the old
That's
one.
the outside of the
Yep.
pouch too. So cool. Good.
And this one, I mean, obviously, it's feeling pretty good.
Mm-hmm. That's what she said.
Always set that up. It's so easy to set that up.
It is.
You know what? Like it goes along with so many easy outs.
Mrs. Gschultz9 says to me all the time, and it's like part of the time, I feel like she's doing it on purpose, and she's not.
You want to just dig into them? I mean, I think they're probably pretty.
Yeah,
good.
yeah, why not? I mean,
We may as well.
we
Let's
got
just go
it's an
ahead
hour and a half
dig
in.
into
We got to get these mains open and
I think we
start
probably
actually
be
trying
another
something.
20 minutes actually letting, and I do think they would get hot if we give them another 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't not believe in our heat,
Mhm.
but at this moment, this juncture, brisket, that's me. I guess, or we can share them for that matter if you want.
Yeah, I think we'll take. I did break this in half so we could both get a taste
Absolutely.
of everything. We definitely wanna-
We can do
That's
that.
actually the
I don't see
inside.
why not. That way we're getting a taste
Side of
of
that.
everything.
Mhm.
But
And
I will.
I do think it's kind of funny that we're in Times Square and there's so many food choices out there. There's so much great food. Some not as great food as we found out last night, but
Right. It wasn't
but
awful.
no, it wasn't awful. It was better than MRE. But we're sitting in here eating MREs.
By choice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh my God. Feel that.
Wow,
That's the old heater.
that's better than this.
Are you
This-
kidding me?
Wow, this is warm. This is hot.
Scalding hot.
And I know that I say
I
hot
can't believe that.
weird, but and it's got all the oh wow, yeah, I might rinse this off.
It just blows my mind. Why is that old heater so much more efficient?
That's pretty amazing.
I mean,
and like
really-
I said, a lot of times people will put water in. 30 seconds later, say, "Oh, this is a dud. I'm going to put it in hot water." And
Yeah.
you have to be patient. I mean, these are old. They're not meant to last that long. So if you coax them, you give them some salt, and you give them some time, and you really
Work them around
make
a
sure
little
you
bit.
make sure you get the water into those elements. You can be
Like-
surprised.
This thing right now is so hot it would burn your skin.
Yeah. If I
The
almost wish
old
we had
heater.
more time because I would like to put this in there because it's so weird that this is this is a lot hotter than this.
So much hotter.
Notably hotter.
Whoa. You want to? Yeah. We'll just eat
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Let's get on with this.
We'll just eat it. Yes. Those in the trash can for now.
Let me
That
set up a
one
little
was
bit.
really, really hot though. It's surprising that old one pulled through. I told you guys it takes about 15, 20 minutes for it to
Mhm.
get really, really hot.
You're right on that. And then we have our au gratin.
But
These
back-
are one of the few things I do add condiments to. This is definitely better with salt,
Salt and pepper.
And pepper is good.
We have pepper.
Mm-hmm. That is a good thing. Yeah. I've never understood that why the genuine ones don't could never come with pepper.
They should.
Especially they do have like crushed red pepper. They do have the salt-free seasoning blend. They have all this stuff, but they won't put pepper in.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. There we go. And, I like the au gratin potatoes.
I do.
Call me strange, but I do enjoy the au gratin potatoes. And you can tell by the way they look that they're hot.
Mm-hmm. This is going to get interesting. Having 4
Ooh.
opened pouches, especially when we get this liquidy stuff here.
Yep, my spoon is...
Uh-oh. You got it?
I got it.
Nice.
Ugh.
Gonna need that.
Sound like an old man climbing underneath there. Now this brisket feels like, I mean, it's very, very liquidy. There's a lot of liquid
Same
going on
with this.
there.
We picked. I guess I was trying to pick something I would like, but I guess maybe the veggie lasagna would have been a little bit better for eating out of the pouch. But that's all right. We'll just be careful.
That's right. We got
We'll
this.
make a more interesting video.
We're grown men. We can do this without making a huge mess. That looks like a nice
These actually don't look
beef
that
stew.
dissimilar to each other. No, they're definitely different.
Same
but
color.
Same kind of a consistency. This one's not quite as much liquid.
Yeah, this is very.
But,
See how look how runny.
Yeah, that's true.
Set my spoon down back there, but I'm digging right in. I'm just going in for the brisket. I ain't gonna mess around.
I'm gonna get some corn. No, it's potato. I thought
Is
it
there
was
corn in there?
No, it's a little
Little
teeny,
potatoes?
little potato cubes. But yeah, see if I get a little bit of everything in there.
Oops.
Wow, this is going to have a simultaneous tasting of 2 different MRE entrees. Have you ever seen that before?
I have not, and I've never attempted it before either. So here we go, down the hatch.
Actually, oh, I forgot. One of my favorite things when the rare times when they make the Asian ones is when they put in water chestnuts. I don't like.
I do like the water
Yeah, we
chestnuts.
were
Yeah,
talking about some stuff that I don't like last night, and partially because of texture, but I've always loved water chestnuts for some reason. It's that crunch.
yeah. I don't know why I like them either.
This is is that a bamboo shoot? Let me see if I can find some. I think they're in here. Something's crunching in here. Oh, they get the sleeves being used. That's good.
How I'm gonna be able to set that?
I haven't eaten in a while.
I think I'm just gonna have to hold on to the brisket and go in for my au gratin like this. Hopefully you guys can kind of see me digging around up in the top right hand corner of your screen, trying to get me some au gratin.
Let me see.
There we go. Got me a spoonful because I don't have anywhere to set my main down and I can't get it to stand up. So here we go with the au gratin. Well, you know what? How about I tell you about the brisket first? Because I kind of just took a bite and was like, it was actually quite hearty. The meat had a nice chew to it. It was quite soft, but it did have a decent enough texture that you know, I knew what I was eating. I knew I was eating a piece of brisket, and it's very salty. I will say that.
Is it the same? Yeah.
Identical, yeah.
Which
So
should be.
the very salty, but the gravy's super savory, and I think it'll go very well with these au gratin potatoes. About to find out. So here we go, down the hatch with the taters.
I'm gonna be some of them French fried potatoes.
Yep, those are good. I like the consistency. I like the little bit of bite of the potato, and then that cheesiness. And you can taste
not
the
too
cheese,
rich.
but it's yeah. That is a good point. It's not overly rich, but it just does tend to be a bit on the bland side.
Right now, it's hitting the spot for me.
Bad.
They're actually pretty. You know, they're the freshness does help with these. I think if they age a little more, they get a little bit weird. They kind of get. I wouldn't call it sour, but sharper. And I like them. They're really good when they're fresh.
Yeah, everything's definitely better fresh, and I didn't say too much about this other than but yeah, same thing. These it's not really strips; it's just little chunks of beef, but you can see all the different stuff in there, little peppers, and I'm pretty sure there are. It could just be the bamboo shoots that are giving it the crunch, but I think pretty sure there are water chestnuts in there. Without having quick access to the is that it's a mushroom?
That's the one thing I could take or leave in that is the mushrooms.
I'm
Like
not-
everything
not a
else, I
mushroom
like
person.
in there.
Should we try each other's entrees? I can wipe off my spoon.
Yeah, I'll swap you out.
We can see. We
carrying
can see
any weird diseases with me, so
it'd be interesting trying these at the same time. We can actually kind of see if we can taste that extra salt. Because I know you mentioned the saltiness in this, and this
Did
is
this
very
taste salty?
flavorful. but not overly salty. Just a lot of flavor.
I think you'll pick it up in that quite quick.
Oh, look at that piece of brisket right there.
Good, nice, hearty piece of meat. That's a good-looking piece of meat.
Wow.
Now, they call this beef strips. Like, where's the strips at?
Mm.
There's a little chunk, I think.
I have had some that had something kind of strip-like, but usually it's just like
The older ones did have strips in it. Yeah. So it used to be beef strips. Now it's beef chunks. And give it a try.
Pretty similar in their savoriness, but I think this maybe this does taste a little bit saltier.
Oh, for sure.
You know.
Well, now that because I started with the salty,
Mm-hmm.
it's nice to have one that's not as salty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Your meat's a lot more substantial than mine. Chewy, a lot more chewy.
That's what she said. That was a great setup.
You'll notice I do that a lot.
As soon as you said meat, I was like, okay, it just kept getting better and better. Your meat's a lot more substantial than mine.
I can be quite unintentionally inappropriate.
They're both good. Both very good.
Completely different flavors.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're night and day when it comes to their flavor profiles.
Mm-hmm.
The brisket is just kind of your hearty beef gravy with some meat in it, with some beef in it to be specific.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Asian, like, they're actually going for an Asian flavor there. I taste a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of soy sauce in there.
Soy sauce and some other little specific spices that they wouldn't have in the other one, in the brisket. And yeah, it definitely comes through. It's good. They're both good. And yeah, you know, I don't think when pretty much standardly, I always try it first, but I always do end up adding salt to the potatoes. But I don't think I'm going to this. The cheese.
These ones don't need it.
No.
Yeah, I feel like they don't need it.
Mm-hmm.
Not mine, anyway.
And since they did give us this entree, I don't think either of these entrees ever came. Well, actually, I don't know. Brisket, maybe.
Maybe at some point. I know
but-
it had garlic mashed potatoes at one point
Yeah.
too.
Since they did give us this as a side, you may combine these. So we're just going to try them together and see how it works.
All right,
It's not
I have
bad.
to pick that up.
I think I prefer them on their own, but there's nothing bad about it. It's an interesting because it sort of takes the Asian part away from the Asian beef strips and just makes them beef strip. But there's a lot of flavor because this adds something. Because there's a lot of flavor in this. It's savory, and then you get the savoriness of the cheese, something different.
I'm dripping on the table. I'll just drip on the table. It's okay. All right, I'm mixing mine as well. Let's see what happens.
Gun Dog's here. I don't know how long he's been around, but I just yeah.
Yeah, no, not yet, gun dogs. Next week. It's coming. It got pushed back for 2 weeks. Yeah. So everybody keep your ears open for next week because big news coming down the pipeline.
Come on. Welcome, Gun Dog, and it's funny because I don't know how long you've been around, but when I tried the man with the entree, I was about to say I'm Gun Dogging it up a bit, but obviously it was just a very minor thing. I wasn't doing a lot of mixing, but I was thinking of you.
G was here thinking of you, gun dog.
I bet Smokey's shooting a calendar.
Oh, you know it. Thing is, I don't think anybody will buy it.
I'm gonna break it.
Yeah, I'm ready for some dessert myself. Or some dessert style. You know, crackers with some strawberry jam or grape jam. Like, that to me is almost a dessert.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, you get that sweetness. I forgot to actually try the. It's actually really good, and obviously, like we've been saying, the wheat snack bread is quite fresh, so it's much better than putting something like this onto an old one. But you can see it's got some good sponginess to it.
Really nice flexibility on the wheat snack bread.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, you know, I've never understood this. Like, I don't know why wheat, like wheat crackers, the wheat snack bread, but I don't know why wheat has a sweet taste to it.
Mm.
Is there a natural sugar that comes along with the wheat grain, or what? I don't know.
What is this? Is that
I should have done the crackers with the brisket because I feel like that's what it was missing.
well, yeah.
That's
That's the other one. We were talking about the pork sausage gravy, and the other one that used to come with a biscuit was the brisket. Originally
That's
called,
right.
What,
Yep.
1 year, maybe 2 years?
I think 2010 for that one, or maybe even 2009. Gundog might know, and if K-Man was here, he might know. There we go. Brisket on a cracker.
Mhm.
Why not?
Oh. Brisket on the floor,
Mm.
brisket on the couch, on the chair, brisket everywhere.
Brisket for dinner time. You know what? Well, that brisket's so soft. The cracker brought a lot to that show. Really emphasized the fact that it needed some texture
Mhm.
and gave it exactly what it needed. And all the flavor of the cracker doesn't conflict with the flavor of the brisket and the gravy, because that gravy is very rich, very thick, and very fatty.
Mhm.
It's got a lot of there's a lot of fat incorporated in that gravy.
That's actually a good point. That's one of the big differences between these two, other than obviously the flavorings and everything. What are other people's thoughts on the biscuit? Did they mess up by discontinuing that? I think Smoke and I both agree that that was a good bread product.
It should have stayed in the sausage gravy.
Definitely,
Come on,
definitely
like
needed to be in there.
sausage gravy
And wheat snack bread.
yeah, no, it deserves a biscuit.
Mhm.
You know. All right, here we go with one of my least favorite drink mixes, I
Cheers.
guess. Cheers to the dual ration review. Even though I
Old
don't like
classic.
that, I needed it. I needed to wash my palate out because it was getting
Yeah, it
cluttered
was
with
due.
a lot. Cheesy potatoes, lots of cheese, lots of richness there. Very, very, very rich brisket.
Oops.
It definitely
What is
brisket
brisket?
right
Oh,
there.
okay. It's not, you know what?
Go
I don't
for it,
wanna mess
man.
with
It's
But it was just in time, actually, that Gundog showed up right as we were gundogging up.
mixing things together. Yeah,
Sorry, I interrupted you.
I know you're good. I just let the power flow. But yeah, my palate was just it was overrun with so many rich and savory items that even though I don't really like that drink mix, it was exactly what I needed at that moment. It flushed and cleaned out my palate just perfectly. So I was happy to have it actually.
Let's try this too.
Oh, thank you, sir. Well, I can fix you up some crackers with some jam on it.
And we do have to get to that.
You
So,
might not want to share that with me.
Yeah,
I've
that's
had
fine.
those plenty. You might want to keep that.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah, just give me a piece. Yeah, all
There we
right.
go. How's that?
All right,
I'm looking forward to that. You know what? Actually, I guess I'm. Oh, well, yeah, I'll do that first.
There's some strawberry.
And then I'll get the dessert. And maybe we'll put a little bit of this on there.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was talking about the difference between the jelly and the jam. We can actually show it, too.
Oops. Well, it's just crackers literally falling apart.
Two different animals there.
But yeah, the jam's got a lot more rough texture to it. It's not as smooth, and it's got a lot of seeds in it as well. Very different, night and day. Oh yeah, you got a good comparison.
With the jelly and jam and the bread and the cracker. It's one
It's a
great
sandwich.
one great big world here. It's pretty good.
That strawberry jam is good stuff, man. So, how was the cracker added with the soft bread? Kind of weird, or no?
Yeah. I don't think I would do that. I mean, obviously, because normally you would only get one in a ration, so I've never done it before. But it actually was kind of cool. It's always good to have something different. I mean, that's the thing with gundogging up is instead of you're in a service and you're getting these things for out in the field for like a week or two, you get sick of them pretty quick. And whatever you can do to make it more interesting, change it up a little bit, is obviously great. And I don't think I ever would have thought to do that, but that was actually kind of nice. The softness of the fresh bread, and then the crunchiness of the cracker, and the two different jams and jellies.
going in for the bread right now because I haven't had any of the wheat snack bread yet.
I think I'm gonna enjoy the freshness.
Yeah. That is not bad. Not bad at all. The freshness really does make or break the snack bread on how enjoyable it is. If it's not fresh or not been stored properly, it gets this weird shelf-stable aftertaste, I would say.
And that's another great point about the genuine MREs is that they're basically designed to last 3 to 5 years, and that's obviously that's why they have the testing date of 3 years, because they're going to remain edible, but they're going to start breaking down and losing the flavor. I think.
And actually, some of their caloric content.
Some of the nutritional value and everything. So it's actually smart. I mean, we sometimes joke about like how we're eating 25-year-old MREs that are perfectly edible, but that's a side benefit of how Natick has gone about packaging. A lot of the international ones aren't designed to last more than a year, and these aren't supposed to last more than 3 or 5 years, which is another part of the reason why they have the not for sale, not to be sold. I don't have it on these. The secondary. Commercially sold, because they don't want people eating them when they're 1 to 5 years old, because they may be edible, but they're not going to be as good.
Yeah, they're not going to be as good for them either. The nutrition. Right. I guess nobody's really tested how much of the nutritional value they lose after that much time. But I would be curious to see how much 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. But here's my thing, and this is what I'll leave it at this. My favorite meal ever, ration wise, is corned beef hash, and it tastes so good. And I think the freshest one you can get is what, 1994. They discontinued it after that. So the freshest one you can have is 1994. Oh, that's probably the freshest one I've ever had. How was that still so good and supposedly have lost its nutritional value? I don't know. I've had a bad corned beef hash before. I've had a couple that I just had to end up tossing out.
Yeah.
But
that's
the good ones are the good. Yeah. For me to toss it out, it had to be bad. Right.
Yeah, definitely. And speaking of bad, something I'm expecting not to be bad, I'm going to get my first taste of a cinnamon bun. So I think I'm ready for that.
I think you're going to like that.
It's like kind of gooey inside. It's nice. Yeah, I'm trying to think what it tastes like. It tastes like a cinnamon bun, but it tastes like something specific, almost like something you get off of one of the carts on the street.
Or
which
a
doesn't
gas
sound
station.
that good,
The gas station food.
You know what? A honey bun.
Very
honey
similar.
Bun without that's what it tastes. That's what I'm thinking of. But that's really good.
Add cinnamon into a honey bun. Yeah. This is. I'll be the first to tell you, folks. This is no stuffed French toast. The stuffed French toast is amazing, and I actually got some of those at MRE. I think it was in an MRE Nation. Oh no, it was in the Minotaur Trading Company, the Beast. That's another company, you guys. If you're new in here, go check that company out. Minotaur Trading Company. Go check out MRE Nation. Go check out the link for MRE Marketplace, where they got cases of these tobaccos just like this for $35 in free shipping in the lower 48 states of the United States. So, I mean, $35 free shipping. You almost can't ship them for that. I'm telling you. I've done it. I know. It's like he's getting $2-3 a case.
Yeah. And
it's insane.
Speaking of Black Dog Bob, the guy behind both those companies, is a member of the community. And that's one of the things, I was talking earlier about commercial MREs and XMRE, Meal Kit Supply. There's things I like about both of them. I like both companies, actually. But MRE Nation it's a result of the community. I mean, it came about because of the community. I know Bob, he only really got into rations a couple years ago, and he came over to MRE Info, and he just really got into it and started buying like all these international ones and all this hard to find stuff, and then he said, you know what, there's certain things that people complain about with MREs, and there's certain things that people want. I'm going to make MREs that are what people want. I'm going to
make them better.
Yeah, and so it's not just an independent company. It's not the same as Meal Kit Supply. It's not the same as XMRE. It's something that is really part of the community.
It's internal. It's part of us. And he represents us when he's his company's out there, because he is part of the community.
Definitely. And he he's experimenting. It's still a young company, and they're not just using genuine government components. They're making up their own entrees. They're making up their own sides. They're like doing R&D. They're like testing all this stuff, and it's pretty amazing. It's pretty cool. And I know he doesn't make a lot of money on it. I know he's doing it for the community. That's why they keep having these like huge sales, and it's really a great thing for the community. And I would like to think that at some point it'll become more profitable, and he deserves to be making money off of those things because they're pretty cool.
Have you half a cookie?
Wow, you gave me the bigger piece, and I only gave you a little.
You had the big chunk on there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. This isn't like. I'll be honest. If I go buy a cookie, it's going to be, well, case in point, an oatmeal raisin cookie.
Mm-hmm.
Chocolate chip is probably one of my least favorite cookies.
Okay.
The white chocolate chunk macadamia nut, yeah, any day.
Mm-hmm.
Just about anything other than chocolate chip or like a super chocolatey chocolate cookie. There's
Mm-hmm.
only one that I really like, and it's at the mall.
Mm-hmm.
At the cookie, like the cookie store in probably every mall in America.
Mm-hmm.
They have like this triple chocolate gooey,
Oh yeah.
and that's the only chocolate cookie that I really like.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe I'll be surprised by this.
I think it's actually kind of neat having the two of us doing this. I mean, obviously it's longer than a regular review, but I do have the sweet tooth, and for me, I'm the opposite. Chocolate chip cookie, when I see that in there, it's a very plain thing. It's one of those old school comfort food kind of desserts, and I really like that when it's in there, especially when they're fresh. And actually, I've never done this, but you could always, I'm sure somebody has done that on the community. You could always throw that in the Flames Ration heater for a couple minutes, and then you could have the chewy, the melty chocolate chips.
That would have probably improved it quite a bit.
I'll have to do that next time.
Now, what I was thinking about was this piece of cinnamon bun that G. Schultz gave me. I'm going to put some of this strawberry jam on this bad boy because I think that will just improve it.
And speaking of MRE Nation, the icing, vanilla icing, would be perfect. It would be absolutely perfect on here.
That is one of the items. Oh yeah, that would make this like a Cinnabon. Like honestly, it would, because that stuff is so thick and creamy and rich that it's I mean, it'd be like the MRE Cinnabon. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much. But let's see what this is like with the strawberry jam on it.
The same. I think I'd have a little bit. Use most of this, but
Enough to get some on there.
I'm thinking strawberry might be a little bit better of the two, but it's adding a little sweetness. It's like sort of like a.
It actually, the strawberry, it brought out things in the cinnamon bun that I don't like.
Oh really? Okay, I was actually expecting you to say that it makes good like with the
And
cinnamon.
I
or something.
love the strawberry jam,
Mhm.
and I like the cinnamon bun. I like both, but I don't like them together.
You know what? Yep. Same with the grape jelly. It's weird.
It brings out like the shelf-stable flavor of the bun. That's what happened to me.
It takes away from what's good about it. Interesting. I would think adding something like that would be good because it's already a sweet thing and you're adding something that's like sweet. But yeah, definitely
I
better
thought
plain.
that's what was going to happen too.
Mhm.
Like it kind of shocked me, but I'm not going to loaf it. I'm going to eat it. I guess I should be up here watching the chat. I sat down for a couple minutes, got off my leg there, guys.
Sticky's leaving.
Gotta go, guys. Kids need to be put to bed. It's like corralling horses.
I hear you on that, Sticky. Well, thanks for joining us.
We appreciate you taking time out of your evening with your kids and hanging out with us here on the live stream. You know, it's awesome having G. Schultz with me, you know?
This has been really fun. And it's, I mean, I'm sure it's tough for a lot of people to get doing a relatively late night stream midweek. But this is when we could do it. We're gonna make it happen.
I don't think people really mind what day it is. And the folks that couldn't catch it, the ones that are really hardcore into the live streams, will enjoy rewatching this later.
Mm-hmm.
And we appreciate you guys that come in and rewatch these things after this, you know. It's just as important that you guys get in and get to see this. Leave your comments behind. I try to answer those. Been really busy as of late, but outside, I mean, I think G. Schultz can attest, I've been really busy lately. And, you know, it's important that everybody gets involved as much as they can.
definitely.
Add some sugar to it. Where's you got?
Yeah, I got
You got
sugar
sugar
here.
here. I'll help you out
Okay.
and put some sugar in there.
Pour
We'll make a
some
little bit of
sugar
a-
in there.
I know what you're doing.
Mhm.
I see your vision without even having to say it. Let's see. Say when.
Yeah, it's good. And a little bit more water. It's always tough because it's easy to overdo the water. Always better add a little bit.
Very little. Yeah, it's like drops. It's crazy how easy it is to go overboard with the water.
Mm-hmm. And I should have mixed it with something different because I can't even get the spoon. Oh, all right, I can get it there.
It's like, yeah,
That's what she said.
that's working. That's working.
There we go.
It fit in there.
Mm-hmm. All right, it's not completely mixed, but I think it'll
Get the point across.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and I didn't end up adding too much. Maybe maybe a little more sugar just
Oh,
to.
I sure can, man. I
Wow.
figured it probably needed a little more sugar.
Should be good.
It looks like a lot's coming out. I think it's where the holes like so squeezed together. It's like spread out stream.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, the corners aren't. That's part of the reason too. All right, let's see what we got here. What are you thinking about the other one?
We can do whatever. I
I
mean,
mean, it's 2 hours now. Should we cut it off, or should we? And this is a really cool thing. Or
I
you
don't
could-
think we
or
should
you
cut
could
it off.
preview
But I think we should. We'll walk. You know, I'll flip the camera around. We'll walk over to the window, be on camera for a minute, and then I'll talk to everybody. Oh, Miss Marilyn says super chat. I'm sorry, I must have missed that. I was looking away. Super chat. I'm gonna go to the super chat. All right, Eeyore.
You're
G
again.
looks thirsty. That's funny.
Yeah, I think I have maybe 2 more.
Thank you so much for that. All right, Eeyore.
Cheers. Thank
That
you,
was
Laura.
that was awesome. And again, go check out Eeyore's channel, guys. If you haven't done it already and went and subscribed, please do that now. Please do that now.
Yeah, this is running, but
Live chat, live chat. Yep, live chat. That's what I was looking for. What was this? JC's opinion. Look at Eeyore. Ration reviewer, yes. Knife lover, yeah. But he is the owl whisperer. You're an owl whisperer, Eeyore, now? So how was the homemade icing? Did it add to
not great. I think if I put in something, I could have mixed it up better. But not bad. I mean, it definitely has the sugar helped. I think this is fine on its own.
It is. It is, for sure.
I don't want to spill it over the table. There, that's all.
That looks like icing, though. Like,
It's thickening up,
it's like, yeah, it's like,
which is what she said.
it's like a thin icing, you know?
Mm-hmm. No, it's actually not bad. You want?
And here we are
Hey.
on camera. Alright, sorry guys, it just dropped out on me. It looks like something, alright. Oh, it's gun dog. You just
No.
had to say that, didn't you? Come on. Come on. Alright, here we go. Down the hatch with the homemade icing.
It does, though. It is true.
You know what? That's actually pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
That did improve, for me, that did improve the cinnamon bun.
Yeah, the first. The first bite I tried, it hadn't really set, and it's like I was drinking like liquid, and it was a little bit of solid. But by the time it was set, it worked pretty good.
Yeah, it needed just a couple seconds to set up a little bit. Solidify slightly. You know what though? Type 2 coffee, one of my favorites. The modern Type 2 coffee is really, really good. It's got a nice bitterness to it. The acidity level is, I would say, almost perfect for my palate. That's going to range for each coffee drinker what they enjoy. But for my personal likings and my personal taste, the Coffee Instant Type 2 right here is hands down one of my favorite instant coffees that come out of a ration. This, and there's some British coffee called Dow Egberts that is absolutely fantastic. It is the best instant coffee I've ever had, hands down.
Right. That's saying something.
Yeah, I've had a lot of instant coffees by this point, out of rations especially. But I've also tried a lot of civilian ones.
Yeah. Speaking of coffee, I actually forgot to check. I think it was on yours. I forgot to check the date code on that. I know that the one I pulled out of mine was I think it was the oldest component in the whole thing from 2017. Not there's a problem or anything, but it's interesting that the coffee was the oldest.
There it is.
And it's a little bit later because they're both from 2017.
353rd day. This is your coffee.
Oh, that one is okay.
Yeah, yeah. I drank my coffee.
Oh,
It was right here.
Obviously, it's not open.
Yeah, you threw it over here, and I set it to the side. But let's. Oh, I threw mine away. I think my package is gone. Probably, I would say. Yeah. Oh well.
That's not a big deal. Just having that opportunity to have the two side by side. And yeah, this is actually been pretty cool.
That was the oldest component in the whole thing, though.
Right.
Like,
And
was
that's,
the
and that's
coffee.
not and that's not a bad thing.
No, the coffee,
to
like-
be able to say that is that's pretty cool.
It's not going to change flavor with age. The coffee's not going to change with an extra year.
Mhm.
So yeah. Whew, I'm actually full. I'm not gonna lie. Like I am. I'm satisfied as far as my food level goes right now.
Mhm.
I'm good. I'm not thinking about food.
Yeah, there's
I'm not like.
plenty of this left too.
I could probably still go eat some. Yeah, I probably got about 3/4, maybe half to 3/4 of my potatoes left, and I ate most of the meat out of the brisket. There's a bunch of gravy left there,
Mhm.
but most of the meat's gone.
Yeah. I would say this was a good meal. It was nice that they had the sides in there.
Yeah, this was honestly though. We didn't. We neither me nor him expected this to be so inclusive. We did not think that these things were going to be a full legit meal with a side, a dessert. I mean, a great dessert in both of them. Of course, your main. And then you had a good drink mix. You had a coffee, a military coffee, which we didn't expect that either. You military spoons as well. I mean, there's nothing to complain about here, other than the price. The price was a little ridiculous.
Yeah, and that was a New York thing. That was a
Yeah, it
Times
was,
Square thing, and
Yeah.
and a captive audience thing too. I mean, they have these things, and there's probably not too many people walking into these to these Army Navy stores saying, "Hey, can I get some MREs?" So when somebody does, they're like, "Hey, yeah, well, here they are," and they're like, "Oh, they're expensive." I'm like, well, what are you gonna do?
yeah, you either buy it or
want
you
it,
don't.
right?
Exactly. You want it, and you're going to pay the price.
Mhm.
Yeah. I appreciate you bringing these, and we got to learn a lot through these. Actually,
I think
the
so.
the differences between them, there was not a low sodium, and these were both the regular Sapaco commercial meals, except one had an inner bag and
And it was
not a
not
flameless
vacuum-
ration heater,
Right, and that was not vacuum sealed.
and not vacuum sealed, and the other one had a flameless ration heater, and it was vacuum sealed. Now, whenever you opened that up, was the stuff vacuum sealed in this
No,
bag?
that was loose.
It was loose as well.
Mhm.
I wondered about that.
No. Yeah, that's a good point. Like if it had been, then it would have been the same.
Yeah.
And they're expensive, but of course, if you do go to Kaufman's Army Navy, who this isn't sponsored by, but it might seem like it because we had the beginning announcement about to say this. If you do go to Kaufman's Army Navy and buy your expensive MREs, at least you do get $1 off your next purchase.
I mean, at least that's something, and they're giving back. But
Mhm.
you know, they have a
Nice little
website
touch.
right there. You know, New York City,
Yeah, check that
319
out.
West
I wonder if
42nd.
I wonder if they would. I wouldn't. I can't imagine somebody buying these online,
Right.
And then have to pay shipping on
Oh,
top. of
come
it.
on. Yeah. What do you? I mean, like right now, you can buy a case for what it would cost to get 2 shipped to you for
Right.
sure from them.
Yeah, yeah,
'Cause-
and actually, it's maybe worth checking out the website, but I don't think anybody's going to buy there unless the prices are different than at the store. Because an example, we talked about how expensive these were. One of the things that I noticed was everything was expensive there, and one of the things I pointed out to Smokey was that they had the Rothko M65 field jackets. They look pretty cool, but it's the Rothko one. You know, it's that off-brand. It's that they make all the cheap military stuff, military knockoff stuff, which it's great if you
They
can
make
afford the real stuff.
some real military
Oh, do
stuff
they?
too,
I
don't they?
didn't-
I think
I
they
didn't
make.
realize
Don't they supply the mess kits that they do
Oh,
get
maybe,
now,
yeah.
and
Okay.
mess
I
cups?
didn't realize that.
I think. Now,
Um,
if Sticky Fingers was here, he'd be able to tell us
Oh, yeah, no,
for sure.
I know. I like them. I like the company as far as I like the fact that you can get stuff that's cheaper. Sometimes it's not as good. Like the those commercial canteens. They look the same, but they're like a little smaller, and the canteen cups are like a little
Flimsy?
They feel flimsy is the word I'm looking for. But you're saving money. It's a good like some kids want to get some stuff to go out and play Army. They can get it. They'll pay the full price. That being said, at Kaufman Army Navy store and all the other ones, not just Kaufman's, you're actually paying more than you'd expect for the real stuff. The M65 field jackets were $120, $119.99. It's like, really? You know, you look at them and you're like, okay, it's the field jackets, but then you see the Rothko on it, and it's like, that's strange.
Well, here's my thought on that. Most of the time, if you were to buy that field jacket anywhere else, it's most likely going to be at least slightly used, right? But if you buy it brand new, you're going to pay up.
Well, but this is the Rothko, like the commercial.
Yeah, no, yeah.
So it's,
that's what I'm saying. The real deal. If you buy the
oh,
real
the
deal,
oh yeah, yeah.
it's most likely going to be at least slightly used, or if someone bought it and never had to use it, hung in their closet on their barracks, and they decided to just ditch it.
Yeah.
But it's at least it's going to have lived a life already somewhere else before you got it. This way, if you buy the Rothko, they are actually brand new. It's kind of like buying commercial MREs. Like, do you want it to be brand new?
Yeah.
But and then again, military made stuff's just you can't beat the quality.
Right. And we're talking about this as if it's $120. Normally, you wouldn't be expecting to spend that much money for it. I should have seen if they had some real ones. See what they were
Compared.
Yeah, because normally you can get one of those Rothko ones for a lot cheaper than that. I think campingsurvival.com. I think they probably have a lot of Rothko stuff. Ooh, yeah, it was a satisfying meal, and I still have some stuff left too.
Yeah, I still got some stuff left there too.
This is good. I'm gonna finish it.
Which I'm definitely going. I'm going to have to finish that. Well, I mean, I guess I could dump it down the sink and dye my sink red, but I'd rather dye my stomach red, I guess.
I'm gonna kill this, and if anybody else has any super chats, I'll just have to owe you.
Oh, batteries just paying up ahead of time.
Let's just see how this.
Just curious.
Mm-hmm.
I did a mixture in a drink mix one night on a live stream. I think it was vodka that Mickey Joe sent me, and
That's good.
I mixed it into just whatever random drink mix I had that night. Can't remember what it was, but I remember it not turning out all that well.
I was actually gonna do a whole video on making drinks using like beverage-based powders, mixing it with different. So like actually that would probably go with rum. But
that's a good idea.
I didn't have much on me. I think I had vodka with me at the time, and I was like, maybe I shouldn't. I mean,
apocalyptic situation. I mean, look, one of the biggest currencies in an apocalyptic situation. What is it going to be? What do you think? Alcohol. Damn right. Everybody's going to. Not everybody. I take that back. But a lot of people will, if they're not indulging in it, they're going to be using it as currency. I do see that being that, maybe gold and silver, but I honestly think alcohol might even be more valuable. Just depends on the rarity and how production is still, if there's any production flow at all. I'm thinking obviously worst case scenario, the world's shutting down and it's the apocalypse.
Right. Yeah. Money's not going to do much good, but some bottles of some nice whiskey can probably do really good with that. I don't know if anybody's seen the Twilight Zone episode. It's a Good Life. I know in that one, the town, it's like cut off from the world because of the kid who's the monster, and he can read minds and send people to the cornfield and do all kinds of weird stuff. I know the town had a shortage of alcohol, and the guy who was having his birthday got drunk, and he was like, there's only like 8 bottles of whiskey left in this town, and he was seeing the end coming. And this is actually good. There's only a little bit left, but it goes good because obviously the Smirnoff Ice, the original one, is like a lemonade flavor, and it actually goes really good with lemon lime.
Well, we should probably flip the camera around. I'll take it over here, and we'll kind of let people see where we're at. I guess we'll stand in front of the windows, and I'll let me see if I can grab, if I even have it, the selfie stick, which would make it a little easier for me to hold.
There you go.
I think that is if I have it. I don't know that I do, but
He impregnates cats, JC. I think I'm missing some stuff here. Talking about impregnating cats.
How did that get into the
Yeah,
conversation?
maybe other people have been drinking too.
Maybe.
Ben likes explaining all the kittens.
Let's see, how does this one work? Gonna go that way.
Things might get a little shaky for a minute here.
Oh, they're definitely gonna get shaky. my crippled walking added into the mix. For sure, we're going to be shaking around a little bit, but
Shall we shake in?
Unhook. The sound is probably going to change, guys. It's definitely going to change right now because I'm moving a microphone around.
We are still here. We just sound a little different.
Okay.
Let me do it.
All right. He is going to beat me to the location. Oops. That's not what I meant to do. All right.
Should have requested a window cleaning.
Yeah, right. Like, it'd be really nice, but how would they do it? They'd have to have a window cleaner to come in and, but...
Here we are, and you can see back there. So we've actually got a room that's got a little bit of a view, a little sliver of Times Square back there.
Yeah, I mean, that's actually a pretty good chunk of it. That is,
A lot of colors out there.
that is the epicenter. That is really the heart of Times Square. I believe right there, where you guys see the blue lights, right here, I think on the other side of that is the official Times Square sign. It's not lit up or anything like that. It's just an old wooden sign. It's kind of beat up that says Times Square on it. But yeah, that's where we're at. And now we got to flip around. We can read the chat as you guys talk to us. And as I shake the crap out of the camera. But we still have 70 folks here. I mean, the backdrop's pretty amazing.
That's cool.
Eeyore said, I'm drinking Keystone. I don't think that counts either. Need to chase it with Fireball. Of course you would mention Fireball. And, you know, that Fireball is one of those things. I think I might have mentioned this to you last night, but I got sick on Fireball one time. Now I can't stand the smell of it, the thought of it.
Okay, I remember you telling me. I don't think I knew it was Fireball.
Like, it is just no way. No thank you. JC's opinion. What's up, Smokey and G-Man?
What's up?
Smitty, are you talking about beer? Karsten Michael says. Beth Mole, laugh out loud. 71 there is 2 of us. Just the 2 of us.
We can make it if we try. Just the 2 of us. You and I.
I did that on tequila, Smokey. JC's opinion. Yeah, now you can't stand tequila, I'm sure. I'm sure that's the case. If you're anything like me, like you can't stand the smell of it, you can't stand the thought of it, I can't stand to be around it.
I did that with cream to mint when I was very young, and to me it was like, oh, this is sweet. And it doesn't taste like alcohol; it tastes like something sweet. And I overdid it, and I don't think I've had it since. Which actually, maybe there's somebody out there who knows. Do they still make cream to mint? I can't find it anywhere, and
I've never heard of it.
Really?
No,
Okay.
I've never heard of it. I've never seen it anywhere.
It's kind of a 70s sort of thing, but I know they.
Yes.
Well, it was a while ago that they had.
Gundog says Oldsmokey plus Fireball equals Fountain. Pretty much, yeah. The thing is now, like, I probably couldn't get past the first shot. So, I mean, I might spew a little bit of one shot, but that'd be about it.
So I bring it to you. That's a good idea.
Mint's MRE.
2.5 years.
Absolutely, yeah. 2.5 years ago. That's good. I mean, I think it's good that if you can have a casual drink every now and again, it kind of helps you loosen up the mood a little bit. Me and G. Schultz got together last night. I don't know if you're all right with me saying this. I think you are, or I wouldn't say it. But yeah, we had a couple drinks, got to know each other a little bit. First time we ever met face to face, you know. So kind of broke the ice last night, so it wouldn't be as awkward when we got on the live stream. So tonight, you know, we've already met each other, we've hung out, and it was a whole lot easier for us to roll right into this. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Got me into trouble, or publicly naked. Okay.
I can have it too.
I can't drink tequila anymore. JW says.
Everybody's got something.
Everybody's kind of got a little thing that's. Mince, I quit too, my man. 2015 for me. Nor can I, JW. Gundog can't drink tequila. It sounds like. This was a lot of fun, Miss Sharon says. Thank you for hanging out, Miss Sharon, and moderating the chat. Because I'll be honest, when you're into the mix of the live stream, you try to stop and look at the chat as much as you can. Or if a super chat or something happens, you definitely try to catch that and stop and acknowledge it and talk to the person. But outside of that, it's like you get to keep things moving. You're focused.
You get into the flow of the video. I mean, I've never done it before, and I was like, okay, between the two of us, and I was like, when you were talking, I'm like, I'll keep track of the chat, and you just next thing you know, you're reviewing, and you look up and you're like, oh, what did we miss? You know?
Exactly. 20 minutes of chat.
Yeah.
You know, it's really hard unless I'm just right here. I'm not doing a review also. It's not that I can't multitask. It's just it's impossible to have your eyes in two places at one time. You have to watch what you're doing on the table with the food.
Trying to keep stuff in camera.
Right, and keep it on in focus. But you can't watch the chat and do that at the same time. So like you got to pick one. And if you guys want to see some stuff, I have to be able to keep that moving. So that's kind of how that is. But I love to be able to stop with the food for a while and just chat and talk to everyone who's in the chat. So this part right here I really enjoy. I know I'm a little shaky, but forgive me. It's not on a tripod. It's on a selfie stick thing that is, I think, got it at the dollar store, and it's like it's pretty ghetto. I'm not gonna lie. Like it's pretty ghetto, but at the same time, it works, and that's all I really care about. So, and it's not me holding it in my hand. If I was holding it in my hand, it'd be more like this. It'd be super duper. It'd be like It'd be super shaky, but it's not. And I wish that the view was a little bit more in focus for you guys. I mean, it's not that it's out of here. Let me do this.
It's like a bright white light.
There we go. Look at that. Now you can see it. I mean, the light does blow the camera out. It's so stinking bright, but at the same time, like, you can see pretty good out there what's going on. Jesse Michael says, "I wish I was in New York." Same here, buddy. I wish you was here too.
I would be saying the same thing if I wasn't here. It's lucky that I was able to get away for a couple days. I love going to New York, and there was a time about 20 years ago I used to go like once a year, and it just doesn't happen anymore. Can't afford it. We got the kids and blah blah blah. Life happened. And,
New York is getting more accessible with a lower budget. There
I
are
noticed that.
cheaper ways to get around.
I was surprised.
And
I
do
just had this in my head. It's too expensive, and I ended up getting a really cheap bus. I ended up getting a really cheap hotel. That's actually really nice. If anybody wants a hotel suggestion for New York, you don't mind walking a little bit. The Pod hotels. I think there's 4 of them. I'm in the Pod 39 on 39th Street. There's one on 51st Street, and there's one in Times Square, which I'm guessing is probably more expensive. I actually went in the lobby to do a walking tour today, and it was really nice. It's really pretty plush. They've redone like old hotels, and it's supposedly a smaller space. That's what I call it, a pod. It's like you're in this little pod. But my room is pretty roomy. And it's only one person in there, but it has a bunk bed in it. If there was 2 people in there, it would still be fine. And anyway,
there's room
you're
for a
right.
bunk
It's affordable. Yeah. Well, I mean, of course, that's part of the point is that instead of having 2 beds, it's one. It's like there's a space.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, there are more affordable options in New York than I would have thought. I mean,
And if you're going to come, look, January and February, that's the months to be here.
Mm-hmm.
Right after New Year's, it tourist wise, New York pretty much dies out right after New Year's.
Mm-hmm.
So,
it's funny. When I was, I'm not able to find this picture. When I was in Times Square yesterday, I looked down into the gratings on the ground, and it was still some remnants of the confetti from New Year's.
From New Year's, yeah, because they had 2020 confetti this year. I saw that.
Oh, did they? I just saw like little squares and stuff.
Okay, yeah, they had stuff that was cut out.
I don't know if I don't know if you can be able to see this, but
we can try.
Let's see. This is actually the selection at Kaufman's, and it might just be too blurry.
I'll tell you what. Here, hang on.
I'll take a couple pictures.
Let me flip it around. Look here.
Oh, okay. And actually, if this says right, it's cool because you can actually see it has the signs. Oh, look at that! It's great. With MREs without heaters and MREs with heaters, and they had gas masks sitting on top of them. It's kind of a neat little display.
That is perfect. We can see it perfectly. How much for the gas mask? 20, 25?
I didn't actually check that. I probably should have because that's something that should be.
I could use
expensive.
one. They should be cheap. I just missed out on buying one in a can for $50 shipped. Yeah,
Really?
the guy he's like, "Yep, I'll take it." And it was one day. I was like one day behind, and somebody snapped it up for it and paid full price for it, which was way more than $50.
Oh, I took pictures of it. Yeah, don't need to see that since we've actually seen them. But his actually. Oh, this is what I was talking about last night. Kaufman supplies Broadway. Kaufman supplies television. Kaufman supplies Hollywood. Kaufman supplies special events. So that's.
And you can see the background there. They got kind of I would say that soldier sign is a setup of kind of the type of uniforms that they have in stock. I'm going to guess history of the American soldier, but I'll bet you that they stock a lot of those. And they got NYPD stuff, it looks like, too. Oh, they got cool setups.
Yeah. Well, most of the stores had pretty cool windows, at least, if nothing else. And they even had a couple of MRE components in the window thing. I had to get that mixed fruit and.
Mixed fruit. What? That's weird looking.
It is. It's a little different. Oh, look here.
It's
the
Ameriqual,
but it looks like it's.
It's like commercial.
Superior Coffee. Yeah, it looks like one of its packaged for the Apex.
It reminds me of the new Canadian stuff. You know it?
Yeah, that's true.
I just had a pack of peaches the other night when I did that live stream. Like the pack of peaches, that's what it reminded me of. A pack of peaches.
Yeah. Okay. And there's the outside.
Oh yeah, cool windows for sure.
Oh, there's Kobe Bryant. There's tributes all over the city for.
Yep.
Kobe.
All over the place.
Everywhere.
Really sad. Really sad. That one right there. This screen right here, which you guys can't see it because it's just blown out because of the brightness. But yeah, that screen has a really nice homage to Kobe that pops up.
So this is near Madison Square Garden.
1978 to January 26, 2020. Wow. It's so crazy what happened to him, man. I feel absolutely horrible for him, his family.
Oh, God, with his daughter.
Yeah, his daughter being with him, and that other, of course, the other family that was with him. I mean, what can you say?
Oh, I didn't get it.
You know. But it is it's midnight here.
Oh, here we
and
go. Sorry, you mind flipping around one more time?
Yeah, no, let's do that.
This is in Times Square. It's at the Marriott Marquis.
That's right here.
Oh yeah, it's right there.
That's it, right? Look right there.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying.
This is the side.
That's it.
You can actually see that side right there. And they had this 24 you'll be missed.
That's exactly what I was just talking about. I was like that.
Okay.
I was pointing at that right there. I was like, yeah, they got a nice homage to him.
And that's it. That's funny.
That's the one. That is the one. Yep. You will be missed.
Oh.
Question, guys. On a serious note.
There's the trash and confetti in there. Leftovers.
That's funny. I never pay attention when I'm walking around down there. I don't think to look for that, but now I'm going to for sure. Real quick, anybody who's regular in my chat and my live streams, listen, Nathan Stickney. If anybody knows how to get a hold of that guy, please do that and tell him to text me. I'm actually worried about the guy, so I've went through every chain that I know how to go through to try to get a hold of him and everything. But if anybody can do that and pull that off, I would be very much appreciative. He was on the live streams all the time for a long time, and then he just kind of dropped off. It's been a few months now. Like, it's been probably 4 months. I'd really like to hear from him and hear that he's okay. So, yeah, I don't know. He is a truck driver. That's right. Yeah, maybe I should look into it a little bit more myself. But if anybody's got that, please, if you can reach out, do something like that, hit me up in an email or have him text me or something like that. So I hope he's okay too.
Like nobody's heard. I mean that happens. I mean, Kiwi just disappeared.
I know.
He's fine, but he just isn't doing the videos anymore, and so you do wonder when somebody disappears.
Yeah, I'll tell you here. I'll tell you here in a minute.
No. Okay.
So anyways, it's a little after 12 o'clock. Me and Gschultz, I think we're going to go maybe grab a couple more Smirnoffs and going to wrap the live stream up because I'll tell you what, I'm dying for a smoke. And the only way to have that is to go downstairs, and I can guarantee you it's going to cut the live stream off just like it did the other night if I do that. So I'm just going to be smart about it, and I'm going to stay right here where I have a signal and wrap it up. So I want to thank each and every one of you guys that hung out here tonight. I want to really thank each and every one of you guys that sent a super chat. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to go through them just real quick, like from top to bottom, from beginning to end. Viper GTS started it off. Go subscribe to Viper's channel if you haven't already. And then Miss Sharon followed him up. Then RC Gusto was number 3. Dub C was number 4. Dub C, dude, thank you so much for the super chats, man. Jesse Michael followed him up. Then gabeRILLA, or as I used to know him as SparrowMedicine, or his name's actually just Gabe. Outdoor Tactical. Rachel Sunrise, which to me tonight was a new name, unless she's changed her name from something else. But thank you, Rachel, and welcome to Oldsmokey live streams. You popped in. If this was your first one, you lucked into a good one. Then we got the infamous Tracy Phillips, another pillar of the community. Him and Miss Marilyn both, and he obviously said, "Great group. Marilyn is wonderful." Then Gusto chimed in again, and then obviously Miss Marilyn popped in with Tracy is more wonderful. Then Kaylin Strain stopped in. She's got that XMRE ration review out there, that comparison to check out. The Dargon group popped in after that. Then Smitty again. Prime Driver Andrew, hadn't seen him in months. He popped in. Really nice to see him. Then Alright Eeyore. Mad Dog. Alright Eeyore again. Making G Schultz earn that.
Alright Eeyore trying to make me pay.
Pat Miller after Alright Eeyore. Then Alright Eeyore finished it up yet again. Thank you, man. Thank you guys so much for all the super chats tonight. You guys, really, you didn't have to do that, but I super duper appreciate you guys.
Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. It was great. It was great for me to be able to join. It was a great opportunity. I'm so glad we were able to do this, and I was glad to be able to give people an update. I mean, I know I was getting to be one of those people who suddenly say, "What happened to G Schultz?" I mean, we got some messages like, "You okay? Is things okay and everything?" And when you don't have time to respond to that, then
you feel bad.
It's a community, and people notice, and they start to get worried, and and you feel bad not doing that. So I'm glad I was able to. Everybody that was here, a lot of people here, all the regulars, all the core people, and I'm still here. I may not be making videos as much, but we'll see what happens.
We were talking about maybe sometime if I'm busy, like I have been here recently, if I can't do my Saturday night live stream, maybe G Schultz could pick that up, and I'll send everybody I know over to his channel to do a live stream, and maybe I'll be able to pop in and be in the chat on his live stream for a little bit, even though I've been super busy lately, guys, but again, and I've told you guys this for like, I think a month now or 3 weeks. I'm going to make an announcement, but it got pushed back on me. I have no control over that. Next week, you guys are you're going to get the news. So it's pretty good news. It's actually something that it's worth waiting for, right? It's pretty good news.
I think so.
It's pretty big. I should say it's pretty big.
Which is what she said. But I definitely agree with what I know about it. I don't know all the details myself because it's top secret, but But I'm thinking it's going to be something really cool, something that's going to be worth the wait to hear about. I think people are going to be excited.
I'm excited to tell people.
Mm-hmm, sure.
All right, guys. Well, thank you guys for hanging out on the live stream. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you to each and every one of my patrons as well. I always finish my videos off with that. You guys are seriously a huge help. I mean, if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be able to do a lot of stuff that I do. And to join in over on that, it's a buck a month. I think that's a pretty awesome way to get to connect with people through a special service like that. And they don't keep any part of that hardly at all. So that's obviously a big plus. But yeah, guys, I want to say thank you guys for watching.
Thank you.
And I'll see you on the next live stream. Later.